3-1 third period lead last night, but still managed to rescue a 4-3 win over Buffalo in overtime at TD Garden. Murat Hustadinov scored the game winner on a 3-on-1, 2:07 into extra session, and David Pastrnak added career goal number 398 and an assist. The homestand continues tomorrow against Carolina. The bad news is Elias Lindholm left in the second period with an apparent left leg injury and did not return, but it is reportedly not a long-term thing. In Foxborough, it's looking more and more like the Patriots are going to be without starting running back Ramondre Stevenson when they host Atlanta on Sunday. Stevenson missed his second straight practice yesterday with a toe injury. In other team news, the newly re-signed Marcus Jones has been voted the AFC's Defensive Player of the Month for October. On Thursday Night Football, Baltimore got 4 touchdown passes from Lamar Jackson. They blew out the Dolphins in Miami 28-6. Celtics had last night off. They visit Philadelphia tonight in a rematch of an opening night loss last week and Game 1 of group play for the NBA Cup. Grandy and Max have the pregame at 6:30 and the tip-off at 7 here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. Celtics also yesterday exercised the third-year team option on the contract of former first-round draft pick Baylor Shireman. And Game 5 of the World Series is tonight in Toronto, with the Blue Jays leading the LA Dodgers 3-2. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Catches Law. At Catches, they specialize in helping those who have been injured not only from a one-time incident, but from a lifetime of hard work and labor. Does this sound like you? Visit CatchesLaw.com. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 6:30.
Get the app.
There's the potential there for big stuff.
98.5 The Sports Hub app. Get the app.
Ladies and gentlemen, I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Toucher
They love the show. In fact, they said, Fred, you're the best.
and Hardy
Who's Taylor the originator?
on 98.5.
Hello. Hey there.
Aloha.
Bonjour.
How are we doing?
What? I'm an animal.
Can we use this for the radio? No, Nick, with your drinking at noon on Mondays.
Well, I tell her the truth, I miss booty.
That problem is too large for the Sarge.
You know how I feel about clowns on morning shows?
I'm just saying, hello.
Toucher and Hardy.
Watch Daddy and Uncle Freddie.
Knocking back
25 glasses of soda.
Having some fun.
On 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Let's go.
I'm back.
The show, the guy was listening to the show. Did that really happen? I said, yes. Yes, it did. It really happened.
Yeah,
Why?
it's bothered me for years.
I know that.
Well, it's in your head. Yep. It's in my head.
There are a lot of things that happen on this show that seem big at the time, but they're forgotten quickly. This was not forgotten.
We've mentioned it on several occasions.
This lingered for about a decade.
If you don't know what John's talking about, is that there was a time on the show where I was, if you've listened to the show once, I insist upon talking about the city of Detroit where I grew up, and Hardy grew up there too. He doesn't talk about it as much as I do. And we had a member of the show that was saying how Detroit was in the central time zone, which is fine. I mean, Detroit's west it's like as far west as you can get in the central time and in the eastern time zone. And I said, no, it's in the eastern time zone. And he goes, no, it's not. And then dug in. And it's like, what mental disability do you have where you don't have the ability to go, oh, okay.
It's the digging in.
It's not the thinking that. Like, that's of no issue. Like, who knows what time zone Detroit's in, except someone that lived there for 18 years. But it's the digging in that is a real mental deficiency. That's the thing. You can dig in on an opinion that, even if it's like crazy, like, we'll get into this with Bert Breer because I was sent a fun article about Lombardi's take on this. Or you could dig in on, like, N'Keal Harry was the right pick in that draft ahead of DK Metcalf and, what is it, CeeDee Lamb? Or
Debo, I think.
Or A.J. Brown, maybe?
Maybe it's A.J.
Or Debo.
You might be right.
I think it was A.J. Brown and DK Metcalf. I think, but whatever. It doesn't really matter. Two really good receivers. So say you dig it on that opinion. It's an opinion, right? Mm-hmm. It's not a fact. it's a bad opinion, but you dig it on that. That's a little annoying. Like, okay, you're just insisting on your opinion. But then when there's a factual thing that someone knows and has every reason to know, like if the Jeopardy champion, there was presidential Jeopardy, and the guy won presidential Jeopardy. He won 400 times in a row. And they go, who was the third president of the United States? And he goes, oh, yeah, Thomas Jefferson. You go, no. It wasn't Thomas Jefferson. But it was, like, you know, and then he gives this big, long thing, and you go, no. I know you, like, are an expert in it, but
yeah,
no. I know for a fact that that's not, like who wouldn't just go, oh, yeah, okay. I was wrong. No one got hurt. No big deal.
Not even an expert so much as someone who is like, who was the vice president in 1985? And saying like, that was me, George Bush. No, it wasn't.
Yeah, that's more like it. That's
it was
better.
Dan Quayle. No, I was there. It was me.
It was me. Yeah, that's like telling. Yeah, that's more like it. Yeah, that's a better example. See, I just did it. You just did a better example than me. That wasn't hard. You did a better example than me. But yes, I am not a big fan of Halloween. When my kids were little, or even not so little, I would take them trick or treating, which I didn't mind. It wasn't one of those things where I was like, this is like the most amazing thing that's going to ever happen. But I wanted to be with them and went around, and I didn't dislike it. I enjoyed their enthusiasm over it. So I did enjoy Halloween, but I didn't before then. And I haven't since. And I was thinking about it. New Year's Eve is another thing that I'm not, it was never fun. Never fun. Except for 2000. Because I was hosting this party and I had to do stand-up to introduce all these comedians. And I was so negative during the stand-up that the woman that came on after me went, thanks a lot, a-hole. And for some reason at my age, I thought that was the most delightful thing in the world. I was really proud of myself. And then that was the night that I was dating this girl. She was really good looking, and I was dating this girl, and one of the sales guys at the station went to her, hey, why don't you come to my room? And she goes, nah, I'm dating Fred. And he goes, yeah. Like, why don't you come to my room? And she comes directly to me, and she goes, you know that guy, I can't remember his name. She's like, you know that guy? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like insisting I go to his room. She's like, he doesn't care that I'm dating you. And so we walked out. She goes, let's go up to him. So we went up to him. I'm like, hey, you want to ask Katie to your room, huh? And he's like, what? And I'm like, so like you're so much better. It was the greatest night. It was so uncomfortable. I'm like, so you're that much better than me, huh? You could just take her. Like, just come out and take her. Like, I'm such a loser, and you're so great, dickhead. I'll never forget that night.
How many years ago was this?
This year 2000. It was It was New Year's Eve of 2000. There was like an event that I hosted at some hotel. It was like this big like there was bands and like a comedian thing, and I had to host the comedian thing. And they're like, you should do like 5 minutes, which is an eternity. And I had no material. Like you've had to do it too.
Yes.
So I was like, I'll do crowd work because I'm not going to pretend to like have material. So like, I'm like, and I really said to him, don't have me do it because I'm not a comedian, a stand-up comic. I appreciate the art too much to have me do it. So I'm like, all right, I'll do it. And I've done this a couple times, and I did it opening for Craig Gass one time, and I did really well. This I did not do well, but I thought it was funny, but the crowd was like turning on me, which at that time in my life I enjoyed. I was 24. And so, like, I enjoyed that. Like, I was really into, like, upsetting people much more than I am even now. And I did enjoy that. And then when Katie came up to me and was like, this guy from not Justin, I forget who it was. I still talk about it in my personal life. It's one of the, what's wrong with you? You think she's going to go to your room? Like, what's wrong with you? She's going to ditch me and go to your room because you're the best and I'm the worst? It's not George Clooney or something. It was some sales guy. Get out of here. Dan, go ahead.
Hey, Fred, sorry to dig in on this, but your dad never went to a segregated school. I'm 40 and I wouldn't know, but I don't think that happened. I think you're misremembering it, or your dad misremembered it. I did my research on Twitter, and that didn't happen.
You know, that's more understandable than the other thing.
Fair enough.
Yeah, my dad told me like a month ago that I never knew this, but when he was in high school, his dad was like a chemist and had to move he was working on some bomb or something and had to move to Texas, and my dad was at a segregated school for a year, and he loved it. Ben, go ahead. He found the adjustment very difficult. Benjamin, go ahead.
Good evening and good morning, sir. I was going to actually dress up as a judge for Halloween, but I can't find any costumes. Do you have any laying around?
No, they were taken.
It's old home week.
That and some social media accounts. Hey, listen.
No, they were
Tuesday.
We have to keep those. Go ahead.
As of Tuesday. It's been a year that this person has had
All right,
time
I can't,
to
Benjamin. I would love to indulge you. I can't, because then it's going to be on the internet, and it's going to make me look like I was doing it.
Thanks, Paul. I was hoping you'd do that. That kind of neatly ties it up in a bow, and we can move on.
Now we can move on.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
I appreciate it. But I do not. I'm not. I don't think I'm being so much of a fuddy-duddy. I do get very paranoid driving around now. I'm not sitting around going, "Oh, kids, what are you doing out?" I'm just saying, like, I don't like it I don't like to drive. God bless kids. I want them everywhere. Enjoy the night. The streets are yours.
Yeah.
I'm not saying like, "Hey, get inside." I'm not doing that. And I think we've talked about this before. I have this real paranoia about driving, and I should. Like, it's dark and there's kids in the middle of the road and it's scary.
Right.
Like, I don't like it. Like, I would prefer not to drive tonight.
So we all loved Halloween as a kid, or at least I don't know, Fred.
Of course.
Right. Halloween as a kid is great. The only time as an adult I enjoyed it was in Las Vegas, where I don't remember if there were kids in my neighborhood. I think there was one. It had nothing to do with that. It was all about what we were doing that night. And I think for 3-4 years in a row, I hosted or co-hosted the costume contest at the Hard Rock.
Oh, yeah.
And this was,
it
was one of the best nights of the year.
Yeah.
And I mean, so, we would go in costume, either me and Ripley, the afternoon guy. One year, Marcy and I went as a couple's costume. I dressed up in a fisherman outfit. Said, "Hi, everyone. My name is Scott." And I said, "Oh, let me introduce you to my wife. Come out here, Lacey." And Marcy came out completely in like white makeup, like a corpse, with seaweed in her hair and a pregnant pillow underneath her. And we went as Scott and Lacey Peterson, which was big murder mystery at the time. We got actual booze from the crowd and like that.
And
but
at that age, that's exciting.
And yeah,
you like the booze.
It was like a big contest. I think it was $3,000 cash that they would just hand the person for first place, and they didn't do it at a club. Like at the side bar, the Chili Pepper Bar at the Hard Rock. We were in the joint. We were in the music venue. We banged this thing out. And one year, we have the finalists up on stage. And there are amazing costumes. There's a guy there wearing like the drywall stilts that he, was up on, but like full Transformer costume. He would, bend down into a car and then stand up, and he was Optimus Prime or whatever. I mean, they were fantastic. There's one guy at the last second. This is one of the years Marcy was doing the thing with me. And this guy pushes his way to the front of the stage. Wait. She didn't get a chance to be judged. I'm like, well, it's too late. It's the finals. And they're like, no, it's Eve from Adam and Eve. And this girl gets up on stage, and she was Victoria Silvstedt level.
Whoa.
Perfect, right?
Jeez.
This woman who got up on stage, and she had like a couple of flowers in her hair, and she had one leaf covering each nipple, and like one leaf in the front, all connected by like fishing lines so you couldn't see it. And other than that, she was completely naked. Not a stitch of clothing on the woman. And you could see like the Optimus Prime guy go like,
Yeah.
I worked all night on this.
And so I'm like, hey, everybody, anyone think she shouldn't win? No.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't even a great costume. It's like, you're so beautiful. Here's the money. Even Marcy was like, oh, give it to her.
Okay,
like,
so
thank you.
I have a question because you were in Vegas, which is like a supercharged Atlanta in terms of like almost like the looseness of the girls. Like you had Atlanta had super hot girls, Vegas had super hot girls, but the super hot girls were generally up to no good.
Yeah.
So my question is, did you I know you're in love with Marcy and she's wonderful and that you were in love with her, but was part of the reason that you settled down because like you were like things are getting like there's too much here? Because that's part of the reason why I like started dating my ex-wife seriously is because I was like, this is getting to be like a lot and like I'm gonna get in trouble. Like that, like something like there's too much debauchery in a way.
No, I mean, I felt myself getting in trouble with other things.
Yeah.
But I wasn't like in danger of like going too wild with the women. That was never going to be like a problem.
I started feeling like dirty
it still
about
has
myself.
to be consent.
Well, no, that's not what
No,
I'm saying.
I'm not consent, but it's like there has to be a mutual thing going on there. And it's like as much as I would have loved to have gotten in trouble to that extent, there wasn't enough interest coming back to me.
But there's situations where there would have been interest. Like,
yeah.
I mean, there's like if you're hanging out in strip clubs and stuff, and like you're starting to question like it's super fun at first, and then you're kind of like this doesn't seem like the greatest thing to keep doing. Like at what age? I wish I would have done it longer.
It became very business-like really quick. Part of it was the fact that my next-door neighbor was managing the Crazy Horse, too. So even after Marcy and I started dating, we were living together, we would, like, stop into his club on the way home.
Same.
Just, like, for a drink.
Yeah.
It was just, you know, and that was a fantastic strip club. Oh, my God. And that they had they prided themselves on having the best-looking girls in town working at what wasn't by any means the nicest club, but they always got the best-looking girls because the policy of the club was the customer is always wrong. If you complained to the manager you paid for 3 lap dances and only got 2, shut up, get out. What? No, I paid her for 3 up front. She only gave me 2. There's the door. Get out. And then the girls loved it. They're like, thank you. It's just the place was like awful in that regard, but it was fun to go in there if you knew a couple of people, just sit at the bar and like,
That's how Atlanta was
pretty
too.
good in here. It's fun.
But it's like getting home with a girl at like 9 in the morning and she puts like 25 $3,000 in cash like on like on the bedside table, and you're like, all right, like, what'd you do?
Wow, you danced really well tonight, huh?
Like the first few times, like it's amazing. You're like, this is so great, and you feel good about yourself because you're like, this girl is like with me, and I'm not like all these dudes are like giving her money and stuff, and like I don't have to give her money, and like it feels like really good. And they'll have like other girls over, like I'm not saying that there was like the orgies or anything,
right?
But like other hot girls are around in like hot, like in that like very attainable hot way, like and Kennesaw State kind of stuff.
Yes.
And at like one point, and I wish I would have wrote it out a little bit longer, but in retrospect, but that was part of just when you say that like your now wife was at these contests in Vegas where there was like obviously like these super hot girls that you were the star attraction. No matter how minor it was, you're in front of an arena full of people talking. That makes you important in that context. There's a lot of opportunity that comes with that.
Oh yeah.
And I was just wondering if it was like me, like you kind of there was like, okay, I got to put the brakes on this. Maybe it was for the best. I wish I would have, because I stopped kind of when I was 26, almost 27. I almost wished that I would have taken it till I was 30.
I know, but I was like, I think too pragmatic, even in my like state, in my altered state. because I would DJ at the House of Blues too. We had our Friday night thing that
you might as well just. I mean, you don't even have to do anything.
I
if you're
didn't.
DJing.
I didn't have to do anything. The
no,
girls would come up
yeah.
to the booth, and
you're the star.
And it started at midnight. There would be a show on Friday night at the House of Blues, and then our club night would start when the show got over, 11:30 midnight, and that's when I would start. And you would just go until the manager just like, it's dead enough. 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning.
This is weeknights, weekends?
Friday nights.
Friday nights.
But like during that time at like 2 a.m. and you just got it bumping and you're playing the music, like the girls would just come up into the DJ booth and you're like, and it's like, I know exactly what you're saying, Fred. At the time, I thought, this is pretty cool. I feel good about this, but there's no future with this girl, this little club rat. And now I think back, I'm like, God, what? How dumb were you? Like, how about for a week? Wouldn't that have been fun for a week, dummy?
Yeah.
But no.
Yeah.
I really didn't.
Yeah. Well, at least you're happily married.
Yeah.
I had 2 great kids, so I can't complain.
No.
But I could have probably still had 2 great kids.
Yeah.
If I would have let it ride a little longer,
Yes, I think everything still would have worked out.
Like 26 seems pretty young now. Like, dude, why don't you just let it go till you were 30? You give yourself your 20s.
I know. I think we started like seriously dating when I was 27, almost 28.
Yeah, I was like 27. So, and the thing was, I wasn't like out of control with like alcohol. Like, so like everything was like fine. That wasn't the issue. The issue was like I felt bad. Like it was getting like kind of seedy. Yes.
Did either of you run into guys who decided to live the life and you ran into them and you're like, oh, this guy's let it go on too far? Like
I have friends who are still doing it. I have one friend who is still doing it.
How old is he now?
He's almost my age.
Okay, so he's been doing it for 30 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was more okay. Real quick, one guy. He used to walk around. He wasn't even in the music industry, and he used to walk around with a bunch of laminates, lanyards, and laminates on. He was so annoying, but he was like a good-looking guy, and he had this like beautiful girlfriend who like was like kind of like whatever. And one day, this is just an example of like why it might have been a good idea. So like I didn't like the guy, but whatever, we hung out, and they lived together, and he went into her closet one day. And he found all these receipts, and they were receipts for like $10,000 at like Tiffany's, like Chanel or wherever the hell you buy Chanel bags and stuff. And he pulls it. He was a chiropractor, and he pulls these out.
So he was a doctor.
Yeah, he was a real doctor. But obviously he could not afford these items, and he pulls these out, and he's like, "What's going on?" Long story short, she's like, got 8 sugar daddies that she's going around banging.
Yeah.
And like, so she's, and one time, it might've been Stephanie that saw her in there. She was in the bathroom and she's like, I can't take a S. Do you guys got any Coke? And I was like, oh, that makes you not so hot anymore.
Baby.
So there you go. That's the one example.
I'm trying to take a dump.
She said, I'm trying to take an S.
Oh, God.
And like kind of laughing, do any of you have any Coke?
Uh-huh.
And I went, and then it might have been Stephanie, and she came out of the bathroom and she told me what happened, and I was like, maybe this wasn't such a bad idea. All right, very good. That's Halloween for you. We'll be back in just a moment. A lot happened last night, very exciting Bruins game and what have you. We'll have that for you in just a moment.
same questions.
Where is the story?
And the same opinions.
Boring.
And he's back with Fred on the Sports Hub.
Did you catch a game last night?
Hey, everybody. But, John, I would say that I would say she's like legitimately really good looking. Wow.
Well, are you looking at a publicity photo or are
I'm
you
looking at lots of photos?
Okay. What I remember, and again, I have not looked at these photos. This is just from memory. But from what I remember, the reason she was so popular is that she was that kind of attainable hot that you were talking about.
Yeah. The attainable hot that I was kind of talking about.
I misunderstood. You described what you were talking about. I misinterpreted.
That's fine. But this woman is really attractive. All right. So here we go. What Happened Last Night is brought to you by Leonard Hair Transplant Associates, where your hair doesn't have to be a game of what happened. So change your lettuce and change your life with Dr. Matthew Lepresti at 1-800-GET-HAIR. All right, Hardy, what happened last night?
The Buffalo Sabres were at TD Garden last night, and less than 7 minutes into the first period, Bruins looked like they were easily on their way to continuing their winning ways.
Pasternak whips it across. Geeky scores! Morgan Geeky continues his red-hot pace, gives the Bruins a 1-0 lead.
We got this. No problem.
Well, two things about that. Did you see the game?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
so you know what happened the first 10 minutes. Bruins didn't have a shot the first 10 minutes. And then that was
that's right. That was
their
I'm sorry,
first
that was
shot
not
of the
7 minutes. That was 13 minutes.
That
in.
was their first shot of the night or their second shot of the night.
Well, since you mentioned that, we can lead with this is the first time ever since he's been a Bruin that Korpisalo is played 2 games in a row.
Yes, and I don't blame Sturm for starting him either.
Well,
yeah.
And he played well.
Yes.
So, is Korpisalo now your number one goaltender? It certainly seems like it.
If I'm Marco Sturm, I play him again tomorrow afternoon against Carolina. Absolutely, I do.
Well, I mean, today, yes, Swayman has not played well. Korpisalo is playing well. John, you're absolutely right. I think through 2 periods they had 16 shots on goal. Well into the third, I think they were at the 16.
They got outshot 2-1 last night.
But this is, and Korpisalo kept them in the game, but, this is big news. If Korpisalo is your number one goaltender, you have Swayman for 7 more years at a huge salary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's very little chance of moving that. But
you're never going to move it.
When you look at Korpisalo, does he just forget about the goals given up? Does he give you the same confidence watching him in net that Swayman does when Swayman's playing well?
Swayman's top game is better than Korpisalo's top game, but the problem is Swayman hasn't gotten to his top game enough to merit the contract he's gotten.
Both have had bad games. Swayman wasn't good last year, and Swayman hasn't been good this year. Korpisalo has played well the last 2 games, and Sturm said the defense has been better in front of Korpisalo. I believe he said that. Something along those lines.
Let's just skip ahead here. Korpisalo said it himself.
I feel pretty good. I think even though I got a lot of shots, I think everyone in front of me played really well. Most of their shots, if it's coming from outside, not in front of the net, they let me see the puck.
Forcing the shooters out. He's not getting screened. The guys in front of him are playing the right way last night. So he's like, it's not that it was easy, but yeah, it is easier when the shots are coming off from the side and you're not being screened and the guys are clearing out the crease.
Look, the bottom time he was screened horribly.
On a couple of those goals he couldn't see it coming. But
twice.
Listen, your team is not even close to good enough to have a margin for error. You need the best players out there that you have 100% of the time, and that it starts with the goaltender. If your goaltender isn't playing well, you find a guy that is playing well to give yourself a better chance.
Well, the Swayman contract was controversial around the league and locally. It wasn't like a slam dunk. It wasn't. This wasn't something that had to happen. And Swayman didn't handle it well. And he missed all camp last year and got a million excuses for him. So no one's been unfair to Swayman. It's almost inexcusable. And they got to play the best goaltender. They have to. But if Sweeney and Neely gave Swayman that contract, he's here for 7 more years, and they're paying that much money to a backup goaltender, that's because what do you do then when Korpisalo's contract's up? Like, just say that Swayman becomes your number 2 goaltender, and this is how they ride it out, and say that they're in the playoff conversation at the end of the year.
Okay.
I don't think they're going to be in it, but like, you know how it gets at the end of the year, you're like 5 points out.
Yeah,
and like,
you get to late March, you're like, there's a path here. Yeah, of
right,
course,
right. I'm not saying like, they're going to make the playoffs. I don't think they're a very good team, but say like, there's still a conversation at the end of the year. Then you go into next season. Korpisalo is still under contract next season. I'm almost positive. Swayman certainly is. Then Korpisalo's contract comes up, and what you can't pay him. You can't pay 2 goaltenders starting goaltender money, and who knows what that will be with the raised cap and when the market's set. And do you want to give Korpisalo number 1 goaltender money? No. So what are you going to do? You just got this albatross of a contract.
I think obviously the prevailing wisdom is Korpisalo's playing well now, but he will revert back to the mean. And then you put Swayman back in, and this won't be a problem.
But I get it. But Swayman didn't play well last year. Like, he didn't. That's not my opinion.
They just scored 7 on him a few nights ago.
And look, the team was lethargic, and that's not all Swayman's fault. But Swayman hasn't played as well. And for the first time ever, even when Swayman was playing poorly last year, Korpisalo never played 2 games in a row, started 2 games in a row. This is a big deal.
Yeah, new sheriff in town.
And I'll hand it to Sturm. This is a bold-ass move to do this beginning of the season.
Can we go back? I think this may be it. I think I found it here. Marco Sturm started the season talking about the goaltending rotation.
Marco, you've got 4 games and 6 nights here to start the season. As far as a goalie rotation, do you have it mapped out, or how do you go by feel? How do you get
Yeah, no. I'm a guy who's really not game by game, but probably not more than 2. I can tell you that. And I'm not a guy who's going to map out the month of October and say this guy's going to play here. No, I'm not going to do that. We're going to set probably for game 1 and game 2, and that's it. And we'll see. So that's how I usually do things.
So if he goes again tomorrow afternoon against the Hurricanes?
He absolutely should. There's no reason to pull him.
It's 1 month in, and I'm not saying like, oh, you said, but it is. I think it speaks to the difference in the performances between these two. It only took a month before you went away from, we're probably not going to do more than 2. Why would we? And even then, it's not Swayman going 3 in a row. It would be Korpisalo.
But there is not a Bruin fan out there that can say Swayman should start tomorrow with a straight face.
No, other than you don't want to rest him for 3 games because you want him to stay sharp, and I don't think that that's a legitimate reason.
Considering the start you've had, you need the best goaltender in there right now.
And and you played a ridiculous amount of games. It's crazy how many more games you played than everyone else.
13
you got like 3
already.
games.
Yeah.
Like, teams have 3 games in hand like with you. But anyway, even if Swayman plays on Saturday, it's still a really big deal. Like, I just don't want to gloss over the fact that they got that albatross of a contract, and they're even acknowledging he's not that great. He's not that great. If this ever happens, he's not that great. Number 1, like, great goaltenders, this doesn't happen to. They get hurt. They get tired. That happens. But, Tim Thomas at his best wasn't not starting 2 games in a row. Rask at his best wasn't starting not 2 games in a row unless he was pulling himself out. So, this is a big deal. That contract's no good. And we questioned it at the time. They know way more than we do, but it just seemed odd at the time, too. Not indefensible, but odd. In this league with this hard cap that you cannot maneuver around, you just can't. It's a lot of money to give to a kid that really hasn't done much. And here we are.
And the coach was asked who is going to start tomorrow afternoon.
I don't know. I really don't know.
Not good news.
I can't answer that right now. I don't know. I got to sleep and make my decision tomorrow. But start of the season, I would say no, just because we have so many games coming up, and we have actually the luxury to have 2 really, really good good goaltenders. So I'm not sure yet.
A couple things about last night. First of all, the Bruins still had huge defensive breakdowns in front of Korpisalo. That tying goal by Tuck especially, skating by himself 10 feet out in front. I mean, and Korpisalo was screened. He had no chance.
And they're lucky they won in overtime because someone blew out his skate.
That's right. And that's the other thing. They got a 3-on-1 the other way. And
yeah, you finish regulation on the power play. You start with, I thought that thing was going to be over in the first 20 seconds. You start overtime with the 4-on-3. You're like, you got this.
Yep.
Come on, 4-on-3. You should be able to score. They barely got a shot out of that.
And that's the thing. The Bruins are capable. And we were saying you need good goaltending and you need that greasy goal, that Kastelik goal in the third period where he dives and pokes it in. Those are the kind of, energy goals you need to win this year. Okay, you're up 3-1. But those breakdowns in the defensive end, they happen all the time. And all of a sudden it's 3-3. You go into overtime and Hustadinov wins it for you in OT. Good, nice win, but you're still doing the same crap over and over and over again.
You're blowing a 2-goal lead in the third period.
In today's NHL, that's indefensible.
No,
especially when you're supposed to be a good defensive team.
And I'm thinking about the future, and boy, they made a lot of mistakes, this front office. They really did make a lot of mistakes. Now, the Elias Lindholm thing doesn't seem as bad this year, but...
Well... That's another thing. I mean, Lindholm gets hurt. The one positive and Sturm said this after the game that you can take out of last night is Lindholm got hurt. He was a blindside hit by Jordan Greenway, which you look at it in real time and like, okay, that wasn't particularly dirty, but there were Zadorov before the third period, and there were a lot of people, according to Sturm, that wanted a piece of Greenway, wanted to fight him, and I guess that's good. You have togetherness on the bench, and you have people pulling for each other. But there wasn't that, okay, let's go get him.
But didn't you tell him? You told me that because I just watched the
But I'm talking about immediate. I'm talking about immediately afterwards.
Oh, okay. But John, you should say but before the third period, the officials went up to Zadorov, and said, leave these guys alone.
Yeah, basically, we don't want this game to get out of hand. And I mean, we're all over the place here, but basically the referees, according to Judge Surratt on the TV broadcast, went up to Zadorov before the third period and said, all right, let's take it easy, which is counterintuitive to everything hockey's about. If you want to put a lid on this thing, you let them get it out of their system and it's over. Right? Yeah. And then you can be fine the rest of the third period.
It is odd.
Can't let this simmer like, we're holding these people back. That's the great thing about hockey, although they've tried to erase it from the game. The players police themselves, and then it's over.
It was strange. All right. Well, look, they won. So what are you going to do?
4-3. They won. They were a game under 500. They play Carolina tomorrow.
Yeah, they've played 150 games. No one else has played 3, but here we are. And then they have that nice break in February. They're all going to, blow their legs out. The NHL is just weird. They got to jam all these games in because they're not going to play for 2.5 weeks in the winter. When the game plays, it's a winter sport. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. Here are the headlines.
Essential Sports Hub.
Cough it up, and let's get back to Toucher and Hardy.
More in the first half. Couple of field goals for Miami in the first half. It's 14-6. It's a one-score game. Not for long.
First and goal from the Miami 3. Lamar to throw. Lob to the end zone. It's a trio of tight end touchdowns as Charlie Kohler comes up with a touchdown catch for a second week in a row.
That would make it 21-6 in the third quarter, and they weren't done in the third.
Off the play fake. Lamar escaping the pocket, slings it to the end zone. Touchdown Ravens! And this time it's a receiver, Rashad Bateman, and the touchdown stands.
McDaniel was interviewed like last week or the week before, and then, like, how you doing? He's like, well, we're one day closer to death. I thought it was funny.
He's got a calendar where he just marks off days. It's like, what are you marking off? Just life expectancy. That's all.
Well, if I'm Tua, I'm marking off the days until I'm not playing football anymore, not because of injury, but just
get the hell away from this season.
McDaniel was his savior, and he's gone. So
that's the thing. I don't understand why he's still employed. I didn't understand why after their last game. I don't understand why he still has a job this morning.
Well, the last game they killed.
Maybe it's 2 games ago where they got crushed.
I guess my point would be, like, what's the point? What's the point of firing him now? What good does it do?
Just to show that you care. If you're ownership.
Yeah, but who on this team sticking around? I mean, they're about to go through a massive rebuild. Tyreek Hill's not coming back.
Right.
Tua can't play. I mean, he was good last week, but I mean, is he your quarterback? I mean, you just gave him all this money. I mean, like, what pieces do you have that you're confident that you're going somewhere with this?
But in theory, you want the fans to show up for the game. You have 8 more games of this.
I know, but does an interim coach like get fans in the seats? I mean, it is what it is. I just don't. I just with this team, I don't see taking a Hail Mary and firing McDaniel. I don't. He's not like sabotaging anything, and they won handily last. I don't know,
and
man.
if you're ownership, you can ride out the rest of the season. And I agree with you, John. It's like you got a lot of games left, and you're trying to get people, and you're trying to keep them involved. But at the end of the season, if it ends horribly, maybe even get another win or 2 like they did last week. You say, you know what? Now we're making changes. Now we're going forward. If they change the coach now and the result is the same or worse, then people start turning their attention to front office and saying, holy crap, this team is terrible. It doesn't matter who's the coach. You guys are awful at this as an organization, as opposed to just right now it's the coach and players.
You blew out Atlanta, who's wildly up and down. We've discussed that. That's the team that comes to Foxborough this weekend. But you got your ass handed to you in Cleveland. You got blown out last night at home by Baltimore. And you know what? You have to play Buffalo next. I mean, it just seems to me counterintuitive for any ownership to sit and watch their team get their asses kicked week after week and say, you know what? What difference does it make? Everyone's leaving. If it was the end of the season and we had 2 or 3 games left, that's one thing. But you're in the middle of the year.
But what good does bringing in an interim coach?
It probably doesn't do any good.
All right, so that's probably what they're thinking. I'm paying the guy, like, just let him ride out the season. Because I'm looking at their roster, and unless I'm missing something, I'm not seeing a lot of building blocks.
Achane is one, right?
Achane's fine. He's fast. Waddle's like a good slot receiver, number 2 receiver.
Yep.
I know, what did they get? Chop Robinson in the first round. So, I mean, he's probably pretty good. But, I mean, it's not like there's this it's not like, do you think this team's wildly underachieving? I mean, they should have been okay, but I don't think anyone thought Miami was going to be really good.
No, but they should be better than this.
I agree. And I don't think McDaniel's not keeping his job. Look, if they would have fired McDaniel, I would have said, okay, I understand why you fired him. I understand why they're not firing him. I'm just saying Miami doesn't seem to be in a place where there's much hope. So, like, bringing in another guy, like, the Jets made a mistake firing Saleh last year, but you kind of realize why they did it. They thought they had Aaron Rodgers. They brought in, like, all this talent. They thought that they handled it wildly incorrectly, but they thought that they just Hail Mary this thing.
Right. It would have been derelict of them to not do something with Miami. What are you going to do? Tyreek Hill's not there. You've got a handful of players, but you don't look at them and say, man, they should be much better than they are. They should be better, but much better? Here's Mike McDaniel from the other day, Fred.
You should stand corrected. Good morning. False. Great morning. Let's go.
Why great? What makes this one great?
Because we're another day closer to death.
See, I love him, so you got to excuse me. I defend him at every turn.
This isn't going to be his last NFL job. He will be an offensive coordinator somewhere, or I don't think anyone's going to hire him as head coach again.
You know what? If I'm like Penn State, I'm Penn State, maybe not LSU, because you don't want to deal with those pumpkins.
That won't play down there. But
if you're Penn State,
that's actually a good idea. I hadn't thought of that. If you're Penn State and you can wait,
because Rule was going to be, and then he just re-signed at Nebraska.
Yeah, he's not going anywhere.
So they're saying the Texas Tech coach, because he's got ties to Penn State.
I read the same thing. Yeah,
but follow me. Like I think McDaniel could command a room full of kids.
Sure.
And I think he'd be a great recruiter.
Sure. The timing, if what you say is true and Miami rides this out and keeps him, the timing won't work out.
No, it won't work out.
Penn State's going to hire someone before the end of the year.
I just think, obviously, he's a good offensive coordinator and he'll get a job. I just think if he wants to be a head coach, in my mind, and you could, what do I know about college football? I just think in a northern college football job, he could talk to a room full of kids, maybe better than he can talk to a room full of pros.
He'd be a really good recruiter.
How do you think those sunglasses play in Happy Valley?
James Franklin was wearing all kinds of stupid crap. He was an arrogant prick. How'd that play? He kept that job forever, not beating anyone.
But that's the thing. It'd be perfect. You have a guy who's opposite of what Franklin used to be, which is the way programs and NFL teams usually go.
Like Lane Kiffin is like a great college coach. I don't think he can't coach in the pros. Lane Kiffin is a great college coach. He's kind of odd, irreverent.
Pretty.
But almost too pretty. Like I like Tommy Lee, you know? I like a bad boy, you know?
Yeah.
Lane Kiffin's almost too pretty.
But a little spindly.
Yeah. Yeah, I want someone to wreck me. All right. We'll be back in just a moment. Bert Breer will be joining us.
Stay tuned for more Touch Your...
leadoff score in overtime for a 4-3 home win over Buffalo.
Yeah, it's great. He's been, I think, the last few games, he's really been one of our better players, and he's got all the skill in the world. And I think tonight especially, he was hunting every puck, and it was well deserved for him to get that chance. And he finished, and great dude. So couldn't happen to a better person.
That makes 3 wins in 4 games for the Bruins, and pulls them within 1 game of 500. They host Carolina tomorrow. Also, Elias Lindholm left in the second period with what appeared to be a left leg injury and did not return. He had to be helped off the ice, but according to our own Ty Anderson, the injury is, at the moment, not expected to be a long-term problem. Patriots play Atlanta in Foxborough Sunday. They may very well be down Ramondre Stevenson. He missed another practice yesterday. Also, 24 hours after signing a 3-year contract extension, Marcus Jones was voted the AFC's Defensive Player of the Month for October. Last night, Lamar Jackson threw 4 touchdown passes. Baltimore beat Miami 28-6. Celtics had last night off. They're in Philadelphia tonight. This is game 1 of group play for the NBA Cup for both teams. Brandy and Max have the pregame at 6:30 and the tip-off at 7 here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. Baylor Shireman also had his 3rd-year option picked up. Game 5 of the World Series is tonight in Toronto. Blue Jays lead the Dodgers 3-2. Yoshinobu Yamamoto will start for the visitors against Kevin Gausman. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by 128 Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric, the company that finishes every job strong. If your home or business has a plumbing, HVAC, electrical, or drain issue that can't wait, you need to call 128 now at 888-CALL-128. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 7:30.
Listen to it, laugh at it, get mad at it, agree with it, argue about it. It is Boston Sports. Boston Sports. And it is all we do. 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Why do people listen to Touch
Because it's a thing.
All right.
You know what I'm talking about.
Sure.
No idea what you're talking about.
Here's more of The Thing on the Sports Hub.
Hey, we're Toucher and Hardy. You can watch us on YouTube. Subscribe to 98.5 The Sports Hub on YouTube. If you're listening to this on podcast, you could be watching us right now. It's very exciting. Bert Breer is in studio. He's the senior NFL reporter and lead content strategist for the MMQB, and he is my son's hero. As promised, I was not even really asking. I was kidding around, but he got his field passes to the game in Cincinnati. We stayed for the whole thing. And this is funny because Bert got him for us, which I really do appreciate. And my son's like, I want to go to the Thursday game, Jets, Patriots. And I'm like, he's not going. He can't. He got to drive an hour to school. There's no way. And I'm like, uh-huh. And he's like, yeah, because I want to take my friend on the field. And I go,
sorry,
that's
going to be a problem.
I've never
I deal with it with my kids.
I'm like, I've never been on the field before, Milo. He goes, what? I go, no, I've never been on the field before an NFL game. And like, that's not happening. He goes, well, what if we went to like a Jets game later in the season? Could you ask him again? And I'm like, no, no.
You did it.
Like, yeah, like he went, he extended himself.
Because that means he really likes it.
Oh, no.
Really
it was like a really big deal. Like
okay, good.
Like really liked it.
I didn't promise anything, by the way. It was just, yeah, but I
no, you didn't promise anything.
Yeah, but it's, like my kids are super spoiled with that stuff. And I can make some things happen for them. And that's like, I view it as like look, like I'm gone a lot of weekends. I'm busy a lot of nights. Like, so like, I feel like I got to give, like that's a payoff that they get.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, you're not spoiling them if you can give your kids an experience, you give your kids an experience. But I don't think that's...
but they do get spoiled though.
No, they get entitled.
They don't want to go to a game. That's what happens. Like, so my oldest, who turns 11 today, happy birthday, Steve. It was my daughter's birthday yesterday. I almost forgot.
Yeah. Almost.
So like last year for his 10th, because 10
reminded
me. Last year for his 10th, because 10's like big one or whatever, we took him to Arrowhead for a Chiefs-Bucks Monday night game. And so we got on the field before the game, and a bunch of the coaches came up. I told some of the coaches I was coming, and it was his birthday, so a bunch of the coaches came over and said hello to him from both teams, and I look over to him at the end. And he was like, it's kind of like teary-eyed. I'm like, what's wrong, buddy?
He's like, Mahomes didn't come over and say
Oh my God. Oh my God.
And I'm like, dude, he's getting ready to play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Man.
Like the coaches can come over and say hello. I
Okay.
can't ask a player to come over and
So
say
real quick, and then we'll move on because I know most people don't care, but this is just to make Bert feel better about my son's experience. Is that there's a reason I'm mentioning they're white. So
and by the way, Pat is a great guy, and I don't want to make that sound because
No one thought that.
Because
I
no
assure
player,
you.
because no player,
Don't worry
no
about
players
it.
coming
No,
over.
I think you're
It's
fine.
hard.
I was
Yeah,
thinking,
Yeah, we were all thinking he was horrible. So, so there's this like white couple, like older than me, and they're standing there, and they're like, "Hey, would you mind taking a picture of us with?" I go, "Can you take a picture of me and my son?" And they go, "Yeah." They take a picture, and they go, "When our son comes out, can you take a picture of us with our son?"
Yep.
And I said, "Sure." And then I'm like, "Who's your son?" And they're like, "Oh, he's the backup quarterback." And I'm like, "Huh?" Like, because I know Tyrod Taylor didn't, but Justin Fields is black and Tyrod Taylor's black. I'm like, who the hell's the white quarterback on the Jets?
Brady Cook, right, from Missouri.
Look at you.
Yeah.
And so they're like, yeah, our kid's Brady Cook from Missouri. And Brady Cook came out, and Milo got his picture taken with Brady Cook, who he's taller than. And Milo almost cried with the excitement of meeting Brady Cook, a guy I had never heard of. He was good at Missouri, right? Like, I remember.
No, he beat Ohio State.
Yeah. He was good at Missouri, but like, who knew he was a Jet?
That's why I know who he
You're
is.
still angry. That's a killer.
But my son was like emotional, like that he got to meet like this Jets player, and then the whole game he's like, I hope they put in Brady Cook, and I'm like, you realize that's a disaster. If Brady Cook comes in this game, it's a disaster. Like you gotta focus on this. But it was a great experience, so thank you. I have been given information about Mike Lombardi that I cannot let sit any longer. So I do want to ask you.
I listened to every minute the other day. It's a good breakdown by you guys.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
He's phenomenal.
I
He
like
really is.
when my opinions of people turn out, my caricatures of people turn out to be true, which happens more often than not. Sometimes like in a funny way, like Eddie Money, like you interview him, he's exactly how you imitated him.
Yep.
And sometimes it's Mike Lombardi where you go, well, this guy's a real idiot. And it turns out, oh yeah. So listen to this. Arizona Sports, April 25th, 2019. One analyst has N'Keal Harry, ranked above even DK Metcalf, who's widely regarded as the top receiver in the 2019 NFL Draft. Michael Lombardi, a former NFL executive and NFL Network analyst, thinks Harry's abilities to run a variety of routes makes him a superior broadcast. He calls him a three-route runner. To me, N'Keal Harry is a legitimate receiver. That guy can play anywhere on the field. And when the ball's in his hands, he's a beast. He's a freaking beast. Metcalf, on the other hand, you're going to have to run some option routes. You're going to have to run some in-cuts. You're going to have to run some snags. You really got to run a tree to be a really good receiver. If a defensive back knows you can only go one direction, Metcalf can't run more than three routes. Who's going to beat him? But
so
Lombardi
Harry
says
was his number one guy.
Yeah, Lombardi says Metcalf misses another check mark. Harry has college production. Metcalf has a neck injury. You got to look at production in college. I don't think you can take a receiver without production. Simply put, Lombardi thinks it's a comedy to put Metcalf over Harry on a draft board. You take Metcalf before him, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. Lombardi doesn't think the Cardinals should take Kyler Murray. Yeah. So anyway.
Yeah, that was the draft too.
Do they really want to go ahead and trade away Rosen for no value at all? He loved Josh Rosen in that draft as well.
Well,
big NFL expert. N'Keal Harry and Josh Rosen, two stars.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like, well, first of all, that draft, if you remember, it wasn't just DK Metcalf who was taken after N'Keal
A.J.
Harry.
Brown, right?
A.J. Brown,
Debo.
Terry McLaurin,
Right.
Debo Samuel.
Tell the story about Debo and AJ and how they were palling around. And that the
He's
Patriots
told
didn't
that
want-
before.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. The Patriots didn't like they were together. But obviously, Lombardi had
But
Belichick
Lombardi
listen.
was just parroting Bill.
Right. But
Like-
he's an idiot.
Right.
So, like you're.
I mean,
like,
but that was the problem. That's why I've gotten, I think like if some NFL people have reveled in the in the season of the North Carolina Tar Heels, I would say. And I think more of it I've gotten is about Lombardi than it is about Bill. And the reason why I had a head coach call me, it's like looking for information on what a bleep show it is down there. And you know what it is? It's because of stuff like this, like where he would go on, and it's not like a lot of these guys talk with authority, which they should because they worked in the league and we didn't, right? But it's kind of like the condescending talking down on what other people are doing or what other, and it's just like it just grinds on people. You know what I mean? So people in the league, it's not like somebody can't. It's not like they resent every single person who goes on, who were used to work in the league and criticizes what they did. Right? Almost all of these guys understand that's a part of it. You know, like that you're going to be criticized for things you do. It was the condescending way that he talked about certain people where it's like, what have you ever accomplished?
Well, Bert, if Lombardi wasn't an a-hole and a huge dick, I'd never talk about him ever. Right. And then we'll move on because I've gone over this many times. He knows, first of all, he knows that those aren't his Super Bowl rings. One ring is costume jewelry that Bill Belichick gave him from a season he didn't have any involvement with.
Yeah.
So if you don't know Lombardi after what Super Bowl, what year? It's the third Super Bowl.
It was the
Belichick
Super Bowl, right? Like where the 28-3 game.
Okay, fine. The 28-3 game, whatever. Maybe that was
51.
So Lombardi gets fired before even the draft that year. And then they go on and play the season and win the Super Bowl. Belichick, you can give family members rings and like people in your orbit rings. They're not the real ring with the diamonds in it. And he gives it to Lombardi. Lombardi stands in front of, for some reason he gets hired to do speaking. By the way, he did not go to Brown. He went to Hofstra. So someone from Brown was very upset that
we're not claiming
mentioned that he went to Brown.
I don't want that guy.
He went to Hofstra, so congratulations. But
there.
Yeah, well, Isaac, not all of us. Would you rather have Lombardi or me speak, Isaac?
Hi, I'm Isaac.
That's my the answer I need. So Lombardi would stand in front of these groups and go, he would call it bling, like a total dork. And he'd go, like, I got the bling. And so here's the thing. He knows that's not his Super Bowl ring. He knows it. Like, he knows it's not his Super Bowl ring. So he's lying. So his arrogance and his talking down to people is based on his stupidity. He knows he's stupid. And so his tactic is to yell and scream and talk down to people and be arrogant. It's like a false arrogance, which is one of the worst traits someone can have. Believe me, I have it.
Just immediately upon them getting together in Cleveland, the notion that the first thing they started doing is creating secret, locked passageways, and no one else can get in here because we're doing,
that's it though.
High science in here.
That's it though. That's what Bill values is loyalty.
Yeah,
that's what Bill values, and
right? Which is a character defect, because you should value intelligence. Results.
Well, valuing loyalty.
It shouldn't
fine,
be above all else.
It shouldn't supersede everything.
Honesty.
Right.
Well, if some moron spent 15 years, like rubbing your nuts, I wouldn't go like, well, this is the guy that I should attach my wagon to. I might give him like some throwaway job and like let him, as an assistant to the assistant, whatever. Like give him some fake job. Give him, $250,000 to go sit at give him an office and $250,000 to sit at some table at, as a reward for being my friend. I wouldn't give him $1.5 million job to be in charge of recruiting and in charge of the organization, in charge of the communications.
I mean, the public employee thing, part of this is just amazing too.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's really something.
Yeah, the taxpayers are paying this guy's salary to be an arrogant prick. It's pretty impressive.
Well,
actually.
and a dumb arrogant prick. I've told you, like, if you're gonna act like that, some genius allows for that.
They play tonight.
Yeah, they do. They
Good.
play Syracuse.
I hope they
tonight.
lose. I hope they get blown out.
They're the Carrier Dome.
I don't
tonight.
like Syracuse at all, but I swear to God, I hope they win like 28-3.
Chip is defending Lombardi, and then we can move on to other NFL matters. Chip, go ahead.
Well, not really defending him, but I went to Hofstra, and he was a year or two behind me, played football, And, he was a quiet guy. He had a really strong Jersey accent, which, everybody kind of made fun of him. But one funny thing about him was almost everybody that when they met him, they'd say, "Oh, you related to Vince." And he would get pissed at that. He would either not answer or he would just kind of sulk about it, which I thought was funny. But I never really saw him around campus. I mean, Fred, you went there. It's a big campus.
Yeah.
There's lots of parties, lots of frats and clubs and stuff. And a lot of intramurals for, like, the jocks and stuff. Never saw him at that. He didn't really socialize. So I don't know if he was like a grind and he just hung out and, studied all the time or lived off campus.
Did anyone study all the time at Hofstra? It's not a bad school, but I mean, let's not pretend it's MIT.
He was looking at game film.
It's not Brown.
He was looking at film. That's what it is.
No, believe me.
Training on exam week was about how much he studied, I would think.
Well,
right? But
Chip, I'll tell you this. As someone who's mentored many kids from Hofstra, you know that, right? Do you know that I've done that?
I heard that.
Yeah. Let me just tell you, you're doing a great job, and you're better than Mike Lombardi. Thank you.
Say my name.
Isaac.
Hey there.
Hey. It's like he's here.
Hi, I'm Isaac.
Exactly the same.
It's like he's here. It really is. It's even more. He's even more charismatic on this.
Say my name. Isaac.
Yes,
Computer Isaac's more charismatic than the real Isaac. Isaac's all business. Don't worry about Isaac.
Yeah.
I love Isaac.
You
I
ever
liked
get a
when he
chance-
was in fatigues when I.
You ever get a chance to meet Isaac, Bert?
No.
Oh,
Say my name. Say my name. Isaac.
Right. When we come back, I swear we'll talk about the NFL with Bert.
More Toucher and Hardy.
98.5.
Bert Breer's here. Okay, so Baltimore, I like how they do this, had a 1% chance going into last night of making the playoffs. But as we know, the Cincinnati...
I would have put it way higher than that last night.
Yes. The Cincinnati Bengals are a team that's now been decimated by a far superior opponent last Sunday. Cleveland's garbage. I mean, they
with
go to
that
good
opponent's lucky charm in the stands.
That's right.
Yeah.
It was our rubbing off on the backup quarterback. The Steelers are very flawed. Do you like Baltimore winning that division?
I do. I think they're going to be 6-5 going into Thanksgiving. The Bengals are at least interesting because I think they're good enough offensively to tread water, and can they find a way to hit their stride defensively? They're playing some younger guys.
How hurt is the pass rusher?
Hendrickson?
Yeah, Hendrickson has a hip.
He's going to be out for a while, a little bit. Like it's
Can they survive that?
And that's the question is like how much do you get out of Stewart now? So like there's moving parts with the Bengals where if they can just survive until the middle of December and they're at 6-7, 7-6, and like maybe 9 or 10 wins gets you in the playoffs, that'd be a dangerous team in the playoffs because of Burrow. So like it's just a matter of can they tread water for long enough? And you look at their schedule and they play the Ravens. I'm going to pull it up now, but they play the Ravens on December 14th, which is 3 months from Burrow's injury. After that Ravens game, at Dolphins, Cardinals, Browns. So, like, if they can get to 6 or 7 wins when Burrow is back, and Burrow is back for that Baltimore game, then they're in it. But the Ravens should be 6-5 going into Thanksgiving night against the Bengals, and I still think the Ravens felt this way internally. Like this was maybe one of the most talented rosters John Harbaugh's ever had. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's been there for almost 20 years. So, like, they are a dangerous team. And I think you saw the second half last night, like Lamar started to feel it a little bit and what they can be.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, is everything about Lamar, not just from his performance last night, but in terms of what he said, because he said after the game last night, in terms of coming back from the injury, he wanted to make sure he was ready, not just able to play, but back. Do you think what percentage is he at?
There's a little thing here that I think is interesting that I've heard philosophically over the last 4 or 5 years now with teams with mobile quarterbacks and teams with quarterbacks that run a lot. And there is some question now of the wear and tear on some of those guys. And what ends up happening over the course of time is if you get beat up, it can throw off your throwing mechanics. And there's at least a theory that's floating around out there that some of the guys that run a lot have struggled in the playoffs because their throwing mechanics are off. And so you get into a playoff setting where the windows are shorter, right? And you have to be more accurate. And now your mechanics are a little off, and it can kind of wreak havoc on you a little bit. And so, like, I think, like, teams that have quarterbacks that are playing in these offenses that are a little bit more based on the quarterback in the run game, like Baltimore, like Washington, are going to be a little bit more careful in bringing guys back from these sorts of injuries because they think it could affect them mechanically late in the year. And so I think that's a part of the equation here. I think for Baltimore, too, the other thing was because it's a hamstring, thinking that maybe can we get through the Chicago game? Can we find a way to scratch out a win against Chicago, which will allow us to avoid playing him twice in 5 days? Because that's the sort of injury, that can recur.
Gotcha.
And so for them, when they were looking at it, they're coming off their bye, and they're like, if we put him out there 2 times in 5 days and he tweaks it a little bit on Sunday, then do we have to sit him on Thursday? And then we're right back into the same cycle again.
Right.
Let's just give him the extra days. We can fight through that Chicago game. We can find a way to win that one.
Or he might be okay in the first one, but he would tweak it 5 days later, and then you're really back to
and now you get it, and now you come out of the Miami game and you have 10 days.
And that's the problem with a hamstring is that it necessarily you could aggravate that at any time, and that's a concern with Jackson just in his career
Yep.
Like, that is I heard Kornheiser saying, like, he doesn't think he's as mobile as he used to be. I don't know if that's true. What do I know? But
years of punishment.
I know
maybe.
that. I just know a hamstring for a guy who's that fast is something that you got to worry about all the time. Like,
it's almost like your athleticism is like a detriment when you have that sort of injury because because like a guy like Amar is so explosive that like he's more apt to tweaking it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And he can cut so hard that like and that's what kind of makes that kind of damage. All right.
That was a good move there, by the way. I like that little shoulder shake you threw at me.
Yeah, I'm no stranger to evading.
Yeah.
I'm a big evader. You just see me on the streets. You know what I do now is jujitsu. Like every cool dude.
Guys your age really don't have to. All you need is Tai Chi. I don't know if you've seen this come up in your feed, but you can be ripped.
Apparently, Tai Chi like keeps you like alive when you get older. So if you don't think I'm doing Tai Chi, it's those slow movements, like those slow, disciplined movements. It's not fighting; it's a solo activity.
Is that what you like see some people doing like in the park or like by the harbor?
Any patch
Boston,
of grass on
right?
a Saturday morning, just walk right by. You'll see a bunch of older people
You'll
doing
see
it.
like an Asian guy who's like 90 but looks like he's 70 and he weighs like a perfect weight and he's going to stay alive forever because he has the discipline of doing Tai Chi. I wouldn't be embarrassed to. I reach a certain age, I'm doing Tai Chi. I'm just telling you now.
Okay.
All right. So the Indianapolis Colts.
Yep.
Okay. They're 7-1. Are they a danger in the playoffs? Like, are the Colts for real?
Well, it depends on what you're talking about. Like, do I think they can win a game in the playoffs? I do. Like, I just think if you look at them, and I said this in the midday show yesterday, and this is a number I've thrown around a lot to people, but what's pretty crazy is last year they were 29th in the league in total defense, and they were 30th in giveaways. So they were turning the ball over more than almost anybody. They were playing worse defense than almost anybody. And they won 8 games. And so, like, I know having talked to those guys, in the offseason, they were like, if we can solve those two things, because we don't think, like, our talent is that bad on defense. We have players. If we can turn around those two things, then we're flying into the playoffs. And so they take care of the turnover issue by getting Daniel Jones and having him replace Anthony Richardson. And their whole thing, if you listen to them in the offseason, was like, I remember asking those guys, like, what's going to win the job in the competition? Who can put their hand at 10-2 and just drive the car, And then they bring in Lou Anarumo as defensive coordinator, who'd been with the Bengals, who was very highly respected. And now all of a sudden, I think you're seeing, like, it's a pretty talented team. And I think their skill talent, like how balanced they are. They've got 3 really good receivers and Pierce, Downs, and of course Pittman. They have a tight end who I think is going to be one of the top 5 tight ends in the league in time, and Tyler Warren. They might have the best running back in football. They've got a really good offensive line. They've got one of the best defensive tackles in football. Like, this isn't like smoke and mirrors, is my point. Like, now, like, when it's toe-to-toe quarterback versus quarterback in Arrowhead in January, would I pick them to win? No. But, like, do I think they can win do I think they can, like, advance around in the playoffs? Yeah, I think they can advance around in the playoffs.
Well, if they get a bye, one win puts them in the AFC Championship game.
Right. Yeah, and they're playing the lowest seed.
Yeah.
They have the number 1 seed, so yeah.
All right.
I mean, I think the AFC is interesting because I do think you have Baltimore, Buffalo, Kansas City as still the teams that kind of managed the first 2 months of the season. And then you have the Chargers, who already fought through, like, tackle injuries. They're going to get Hampton back. Like, I think you got a handful of teams in the AFC that have been kind of fumbling around a little bit that have a chance to really hit the gas, once we get past Thanksgiving.
I have a question. We were debating about Miami earlier, and Miami got stomped last night. They did beat Atlanta, but they got stomped the week before.
The owner left the game early.
Yeah, the owner left the game early. I keep waiting for Mike McDaniels to get fired. It hasn't happened, and the discussion in the room was, well, they are what they are. Firing them won't change anything, so maybe McDaniels lasts the season. Do you think that'll happen, or what's Miami thinking?
I think it's really going to come down to the locker room, and whether or not he's lost the locker room. when I asked around about that, I was at a league meeting, week and a half ago, and I know, just having talked to some people there, I think that's the big thing is like, do they feel like it's become toxic in there? And as much as I've heard this stuff, that that he isn't like the players aren't responding in the same way they were before. I don't think ownership thinks that he's lost the players yet. So I think we've been over that, right? Like where the real problem there is like 2 years ago when they still, were really rolling. It was a very star-driven culture there. So like guys like Tyreek and Jalen Ramsey were sort of allowed to get away with whatever they wanted, and that rubbed some of the rank and file players the wrong way. But when you're winning, it's fine. When you aren't winning anymore, like that's where it becomes a problem for you. And I think last year it sort of became a problem for him, which is why they traded Ramsey away. Like even 2 years ago with Fangio as their defensive coordinator, like Jalen Ramsey and Xavier Howard had tuned Vic Fangio out to the point where they were sort of doing whatever the hell they wanted back there. You know what I mean? Like, so these issues have been festering for a while, and this would be a natural place to do it, to move on, because you do have the mini bye now coming out of the Thursday night game. There's another one, though, and that's in, what would it be, 16 days from now, they play in Madrid.
Oh, that's the curse.
Over the Commanders.
Overseas curse.
And they have the bye coming after that.
Oh, yes.
And this is something Steve Ross has actually done before. I think it was 10 years ago. They were coming back from London. They fired Joe Philbin.
Oh, I remember Philbin trying to give fives to his players coming off the field, and they ignored him.
And
remember
do you
that?
remember?
So you're getting fired on the plane, dude.
Yeah, that's right.
Do you
That's
remember
right.
who they turned to when they fired Joe Philbin?
It was Dan Campbell, wasn't it?
It was Dan Campbell.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah.
All right. We will be back. Bert Breer is here as we go over the NFL, and we will be back in just a moment. Here are the headlines.
Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Murat Hustadinov's goal 2:07 into overtime gave the Bruins a 4-3 home win over Buffalo last night. David Pastrnak added career goal number 398. Next up for the Bruins, a home game against Carolina tomorrow. Elias Lindholm left in the second period with an apparent left leg injury and did not return. Ramondre Stevenson missed his second straight practice for the Patriots yesterday. They face Atlanta at Gillette Stadium on Sunday. Celtics had last night off. They visit Philadelphia tonight. This is game one of group play for the NBA Cup for both teams. Grandy and Max had the pregame at 6:30 and the tip-off at 7 here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. And the Dodgers visit Toronto for Game 6 of the World Series tonight. Blue Jays lead 3-2. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Veterinary Urgent Care Center. With 8 locations in Massachusetts and Rhode Island, VUCC offers compassionate, convenient, high-quality care 7 days a week. Walk in or book an appointment at veturgentcare.com. Veterinary Urgent Care Center. Urgent care for your pets.
himself in 7 words.
A guy in tights and a cape.
And Hardy with blunt honesty.
I am not known as Mr. Fun.
Toucher and Hardy continues on the Sports Hub.
Hey, we are Toucher and Hardy. Bert Breer, MMQB, is in studio with us as he is every Friday. Okay.
I'll just be quiet for another 2.5 minutes, and then they start singing.
What song is this?
This is Better Look Goes, he's dead, he's dead, he's dead.
Is this not Echo and the Bunnymen, but Bauhaus?
Yes.
This is every friend of mine's sister, older sister.
That's hot.
Depeche Mode and Bauhaus.
Absolutely.
And Echo and the
Those are
Bunnymen.
the girls
for
you
that.
want to hang with.
Do you guys have YouTube TV?
No.
Okay, I was just wondering. Apparently, if you have YouTube TV, you no longer have ESPN.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Another fantastic rights dispute.
Another check in the box of being old.
Yeah.
Just have cable.
I have cable.
Yep.
Slow and steady wins the race, Fred.
That's right.
Yeah.
But it costs. But it
always
costs.
works.
It costs. Yeah. But I haven't thought about cable in a long time.
Just turn it on and it's there.
It is expensive. It is expensive, but I never worry about it. you
No,
know?
I never worry. The only funny thing about cable is like King of the Hill will be on the whatever the Nashville network or whatever country music television, and I'll go and I'll click on it and I'll go, this needs a subscription, and I'll think, who's like, oh my God, King of the Hill's on.
Yeah.
Like, I can't, even if you loved King of the Hill, you could watch it on Hulu. Like, who's saying Reba's on? Ah!
Damn it. Get my credit card.
Call Xfinity. Call Xfinity. Like, this requires
You do realize how much stuff, like, when I figured out like the business model of the cable bundle, though,
Yeah.
you do start to realize how much stuff they're giving you that you just don't want or have any use for.
Right.
Yeah, you might not want it, but even if the Cosby Show's on one, there's a chance 3 times a year I'm popping on the Cosby Show. So let's not go crazy.
I don't know if I'm paying for Roku on one TV in my house right now, but I will not get rid of it if it's costing me anything, just because they've got one channel where they just play NYPD Blue on a loop.
Oh, well,
I just
I'd
pop
like
that on
channel.
every
That's
once in a
good.
while. I know.
Well, that's the
You and
key
I
for
have
all-
that shared
that's-
love, yes.
That's the key for all the streaming services is they have to have one thing that every person cannot do without. Whatever that one thing is, they have to come up with one thing that every person needs to see.
Well, what I thought was I couldn't understand the deal, and now I can, is the South Park $1.5 billion deal with Paramount. And what South Park is now is like one of the show where my kids want to see it.
Yeah.
Like adults want to see it. Like they've somehow like captured like every age group, and
Which is really freaking hard.
It's impossible.
Right.
It's impossible. Like for a television show, like even for kids to sit down and remember when everyone was like, TV's killing your brain, like sitcoms are killing your brain. Now you would be like, oh my God, my kid's watching a 22-minute show.
I'm so happy when I see my kid actually watching a TV show
Yeah.
or watching something other than just staring at his phone. And it's
Something
like,
that
good.
has a storyline that you have to.
Yeah.
That's why I make my daughter go to I don't make her. I mean, she happily does it. But that's why I take my daughter to the movie so often, because it's like you're not on the phone for that period of time. You're seeing a linear story. You're like at least seeing whatever garbage it is. It is in itself art. Like, so you're consuming something of that length. Okay. So where is Drake May now? Do you have an MVP vote?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you were voting for the MVP right now, where do you think you would have him ranked on your ballot?
So this is my first year voting, actually. So I have had to think about it. I would say number 2, maybe. Behind. I mean, I'd still think Mahomes.
Blast.
I still think Mahomes is the MVP because of what he's gotten them through. He got them through the Rice suspension. He got them through the Worthy injury. He got them through now the Simmons thing, the left tackle situation. And they've played a much more difficult schedule than New England to this point. They've already played, was it the Eagles, the Lions, the Commanders? Like you look at their schedule, it's not apples to apples.
They got Buffalo this weekend,
Right, they got Buffalo this weekend. I I think like the other guys I would put in that category, man, I would love to put a non-quarterback in there. Like
Taylor
would be the
one.
one. Yeah, like Taylor, you look at him and like, but there are a few other guys at that position, the running backs, like where they're on pace for 2,000 scrimmage yards. Like Bijan Robinson is on pace for that sort of year also. I would have Baker Mayfield there. We talked about Jared Goff last week, right?
Yeah.
Like how I think he's underrated, and I think he deserves some mention. If you look, like his numbers are very similar to Drake's.
You vote on the other stuff too, like Coach of the Year.
Vrabel would be the Coach of the Year right now.
That's right.
Of course.
Of
Yeah.
course. I don't.
Yeah.
I think so.
Even factoring in the schedule, which you have to factor in for the other stuff.
Shane Steichen, I think, has a
Considering where the
case too
Patriots
in
were.
Indianapolis.
No, but
Again, like the chart that the Colts schedule is more difficult. The Colts have already played the two LA teams, both out there. They played the Broncos. So like the Colts have kind of been through some. That's the thing about the Patriots versus everybody else now, is the Patriots have looked impressive, but they've played a lot of nobody.
And when
you
you're
know?
talking about awards, because again, for our audience, these games count, and it's impressive that they've won them. But when you're talking about awards, you're stacking things up, and you have to take things like strength of schedule into account.
But at the same time, back-to-back 4-win seasons, this roster, no one really thought this roster
I
was
mean,
strong.
Vrabel deserves to be coach of the
absolutely
year.
does,
I'm not
yes.
saying he doesn't, but the argument that Steichen's had a more difficult schedule and they're 7-1 is not illegitimate. Like I'd still say Vrabel. I mean, look
and
at
Steichen's work with Daniel Jones, he gets credit for too, because not only is he the head coach, he's also the offensive play caller. And so you look at like Daniel Jones now versus where he was before, that'd be another feather in his cap.
Yeah. All right. Do you think, we were talking about this with someone else earlier, and you mentioned, strength of schedule. Do you think having a schedule like Kansas City's is at all a benefit when you get into the playoffs, regardless of seeding? Like having those, playing that level of team, like is it to any? It's an advantage to the Patriots because you're going to get them in the playoffs, their schedule. But once you get in the playoffs, is the Patriots' light schedule, in your opinion, going to have any negative effect?
I think it's just like based on the sort of team you are, like I think, like for example, like the Chiefs, where you've been there a ton already, and like that sort of schedule might actually leave you more beat up, could hurt you. I think if you're a young team that's like new on the scene, you know what I mean? Like the Colts, for example, like I think it could really benefit the Colts that they've been through that now. And so, there are a lot of players in that roster who've never been in the playoffs.
But if you're
now they've played like in playoff type of settings before against playoff teams, the Chiefs probably need that less than the Colts do.
Because the Chiefs know that they have enough experience and enough talent to know it's, we got to win, but we're not going to feel that great about it because we know what it's like to play a tougher team and get a win against a
which is
team.
Why a team like the Chiefs manages September and October differently than a team like the Patriots or the Colts does. Like the Patriots and the Colts can't afford to manage September and October the way Baltimore does, the way Buffalo does, the way Kansas City does, So the teams that have been there over and over and over again, and this is what the Patriots used to be, right? Like where the Patriots, it used to be, like how many times do you hear them refer to it as like extended preseason?
Yeah, first month.
Those teams have a little bit more leeway to do those things. When you know you're going to be there in the end, like you have a little more leeway to handle the start of the season differently.
Fred has Halloween ranked very low on his list of holidays/special days. Where does it rank for you?
See, like this is hard now again because it's my son's birthday. So I mean,
take that out.
Try and separate the two.
You have to. Your son's birthday is a separate holiday.
Yeah, I mean, you remember in college it was an excuse for people to dress a certain way, which, like made it more interesting when you were in college and you liked it as a kid. Mm-hmm. As an adult, like I didn't really like once I got past college, it would be behind Thanksgiving, it would be behind Christmas.
Is it third?
I mean, I'm not going to put it behind like Columbus Day,
Well, what about Easter, you heretic?
Easter. I like
July.
No, I like Easter.
You
I
like
like
4th of July?
Day? Yeah.
I like Easter. I'm a bad Catholic because Easter's actually more important than Christmas.
Of course.
in
That's the big
Catholic
one.
religion. Yeah. I would put it maybe fourth, but like now that it's my son's birthday, it falls
right.
But you're not doing the exercise.
This is not Bert's blast. This is Bert's blast. Come on, you got to cut it short and just move on.
I didn't know we were doing the blast. You didn't play the music there.
It doesn't matter. There's not always time for the music, Bert. You got to roll with the punches.
I mean, if we're trying to build a brand here, the music is very important to that.
Touche. What is that last thing? Is that the bottle
really
rocket falling into the water?
That.
It doesn't matter.
Sure.
Okay, so it explodes and then it falls into
in the water. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can Nick explain that to us? That was Nick's work, right?
Oh no, Nick doesn't do any of that.
He's busy.
Yeah, Nick doesn't have any production skills. Come on, he does video. He's an audio-visual guy. Come on. All right, Bert, thank you. MMQB.
You got it, guys.
Appreciate everything again you did for me last weekend.
No problem.
My friend Mike Bell from Atlanta wanted to come on the show because apparently a lot of stuff's going on in Atlanta.
Good.
That is not great. So he wanted to come on the show, and I love Mike, so we'll have him on in just a moment.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
Blasting Buffalo last night.
Samuelson from the far face-off circle skates out toward the center of his own blue line, gives to Dahlin coming across the Boston line. Then he blows a tire. Minton gives over to Husnudinov. 2-on-1 turning into a 3-on-1. Husnudinov right circle. Scores!
That can only be Ryan Johnston and Bob Beers here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. Murat Husnuddinov's first goal of the season came 2:07 into overtime and handed the Bruins the victory 4-3 over Buffalo. Carolina will be at the Garden tomorrow. Elias Lindholm may not be there, though. He left last night's game with what's been termed a lower body injury. It is reportedly not a serious long-term problem, at least right now. Patriots play Atlanta and Foxborough Sunday. Ramondre Stevenson out of practice again. Also, Marcus Jones has been named the AFC's Defensive Player of the Month for October. Lamar Jackson, 4 touchdown passes last night. Baltimore blew out the Dolphins near Miami, 28-6. Celtics had last night off. They visit Philadelphia tonight. Grandy and Max have the pregame at 6:30 and the tip-off at 7 here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. Celtics have also picked up the third-year team option on the contract of former first-round draft pick Baylor Shireman. And Game 6 of the World Series is tonight in Toronto. Blue Jays lead the LA Dodgers 3-2. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by the new Hearty Helpings at the 99 restaurant, like the home-style chicken pot pie or the classic Yankee pot roast. You gotta love the nines. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 8:30.
Boston's best sports talk. There's an app for that. Download the Sports Hub app for loads of stuff. Absolutely free. Connect with the shows, get podcasts, and more. Get it where you get your apps. Or at 985sportshub.com. Toucher and Hardy.
Individuals who seek acceptance, respite, and care.
98.5 The Sports Hub.
You understand how this is somehow involved with Adam's curated playlist.
This is Ministry.
That's right.
Before they got all heavy.
Yeah, this is certainly not heavy. If you told me this was the same, I'd stop the world and melt with you. I would think that was happening.
It's funny how Al Jorgensen disavowed this whole era of Ministry and then has come full circle and is playing these albums in full now live.
Well, had you seen the video you obviously have of Trent Reznor when he was on the Cleveland local television show playing with this total dork? And that looked like Kenny G.
It sounds like this.
It sounds exactly like this. All right, we're Toucher and Hardy. You can watch us on YouTube. Subscribe to 98.5 The Sports Hub on YouTube. Mike Bell is a friend of mine. He is one of the hosts of Dukes and Bell on 92.9 The Game in Atlanta. And wouldn't you know, your New England Patriots are playing the Atlanta Falcons Sunday. In one of the many 1:00 games the Patriots are playing this season.
Mr. Marcus.
Mr. Bell, hello, sir. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, I had to laugh at the musical history lesson. Man, I always wonder if some goth chick still shows up at a ministry show, and it's like Psalm 69.
I'll tell you, I would like to see what those ministry fans look like now. That makeup is run. I'll tell you. It's like a girl who gets a tattoo at 18, puts on 300 pounds, and all of a sudden it's like a silly putty. All right. Mike, by the way, was an intern for Stern. Did you know that, Hardy, at some point in his career?
No.
Yeah.
Yes, he was.
Well, actually, just one day, Toucher. I was an intern for Soupy Sales.
Oh.
It's a big difference.
Wow. Oh, so you were WNBC.
WNBC.
Oh, wow.
My mom loves telling the story about seeing Soupy Sales one morning, when she was, old enough to know better, but he asked kids who were up early watching to go into their parents' wallet or purse and take out some money and put it in an envelope and write down this address and send it to Soupy, and kids did it.
That's the one thing he's done.
Yeah. He said, go find the pieces of paper that's green with people's faces on it and mail it to me.
Yeah. And people talk about that and they go, what else did Soupy Sales do? And they go, I don't know.
Well, yeah, the little puppets.
Yeah,
I'll take your word for it. I'm sure it worked on the radio quite well. All right, Mike, what's going on in Atlanta? This is a very up and down situation. What's the intrigue going on now? What are people saying?
Right. In the words of the late, great wrestler Dusty Rhodes, these are hard times down here in Atlanta. It's a kind of a crossroads. I cannot tell you guys how big this game is. Maybe not for Patriots fans, but the Falcons are struggling, man. We were a really dynamic offense, looked great beating the Vikings on Sunday Night TV. And then all of a sudden we can't run the football. And you got a quarterback who, for all intents and purposes, is still a rookie, Michael Penix Jr., in his second year. And the coaching staff is under tremendous heat. And we talk to Coach Raheem Morris every week. And I got to tell you, brother, it's a lot of word salad. And a lot of Falcon fans are over it. So we've got to get back on track. I say we because I've got season tickets. So it's not the royal we, it's just we. So we got to get things cooking. And it looks like a really tough road to hoe because we're really bad on the road. We've averaged 10 points, guys, outdoors on the road this season in 2 games. That's 5 points a game. So it's going to be tough. And we know Vrabel and Josh McDaniels will have a plan for us.
Okay, so what is the Patriots are very good against the run. Robinson is on pace for like 2,000 all-purpose yards.
He was
until how do you think they'd use him? Because the Patriots schedule has been awful. Right. Good for them, but they haven't played anyone except Buffalo. And they really haven't played anyone. We were thinking about anyone super dynamic skill position wise, correct? I don't think so. So Bijan Robinson is basically the first skill position star that's.
Count James Cook? I don't know.
No, but they don't use Cook like that. So anyway, but how is how do you think they'll use Bijan Robinson? If you're a fan of the Patriots, going into this game, how do you see them using him? Because it would be nice to see someone with some skill this season,
Right. Well, again, Joe Brady, they're right. James Cook, they totally underutilize him down the field. Now, we use Bijan Robinson out wide. There's games where he's gone over 100 yards receiving, combined with 75 yards. So he's a guy that can just get tons of yards from scrimmage. If the offensive coordinator, Zach Robinson, who might be the only stump off the Sean McVay coaching tree, can figure it out. Because it seems like he has a plan, but if the plan doesn't work, there is no plan B. So, and we hear our coach go, wow, we really got out physical, man. They really took it to us. Well, that's the NFL. That's week in, week out. But we'd like to think bunch formations, getting Kyle Pitts involved. We got this guy that was described as a unicorn. Kyle Pitts, fourth overall player taken in 21, and he's been a mixed bag at best. Guy's really shown out this year. It's a contract year. They don't really utilize him in the red zone. Drake London, our receiver core, is banged up. A lot of receivers on the injury report. So, yes, Rich and Toucher. I said, no, Rich is gone. He's dead to us. Toucher, they should do what you just said. Use him in a dynamic fashion. I'm not so sure they're able to do that on Sunday.
What is the thought about Penix? That was a weird pick when they took him. Obviously, they had just given Cousins all that money. I really haven't seen him play. What is your thoughts? What are your thoughts on how Penix is?
On the upside, tremendous arm strength, can make any throw. I mean, if you remember from Washington, he can totally drop dimes, 50 yards down the field. But he's still a rookie, just like Jaden Daniels went through growing pains and Bo Nix did with Sean Payton. So we're just curious because this is a first-year offensive coordinator going into his second season in Zach Robinson. I think he signed up thinking he's getting Kirk Cousins for at least 2 years. Now he's got to try to mold a young quarterback. So it's a mixed bag at best. Penix Jr. has shown the ability to do some great things, and then he's really struggled at times. We had a game up in Carolina early this season, throwing flat-footed, threw a pick six, threw some really bad picks. He's a mentally sharp guy. We just had his head coach on from college, Kalen DeBoer, who's now at Alabama. So it's not like this guy's going to fade and just have a brain fart. But I just don't think we've got the coaching staff to maximize his talents right now.
Is there a part of you though that even though you're not wild about the coaching staff, is thrilled that they didn't get Belichick?
Well, I didn't think the third act of Belichick in the NFL is what we wanted. You guys probably have more insight to what happened.
Yeah, he's a piece of garbage.
We were under the impression that Bob Kraft got on the phone with Arthur Blank. You don't want him, Arthur. He's a hot mess. We just figured it was Arthur Blank's like, maybe this isn't the right way. The other thing is,
your impression of Kraft through the years has always been like a W.C. Fields situation. It's always been like a bottle of Scotch in.
Let me tell you. The Patriots are the best damn team, and we'll take this Lombardi trophy over here. Now let's go, Meek Mill. Let's buy. No, I don't. You understand? For guys that I'm working with Toucher, haven't heard me out before. I dated a Portuguese chick from Falmouth once. So all my accents go back to the guys that I knew from hockey camp from Fall River.
Okay. All right. Very good. All right. So, but you got to see, like, with Belichick now that was how close was that to happening?
We think it was very good. He was on Arthur's yacht. I mean, apparently they're ready to do the deal. Arthur, and this is another thing, guys, that comes up, and it might sound like kind of silly, but Arthur's number one guy is Rich McKay, who built the Buccaneers, and he was our GM for years in the Falcons. He is an advisor. He's the CEO of the team. He's a guy who is totally toxic. Fans don't want to hear his name mentioned because they link him to our lack of success over the last 20 years. We believe that guys like Rich McKay and Arthur's cadre of advisors realize if Bill Belichick comes in here, we're all out of a job. So I think that's the kind of information that Arthur got, which made him go in another direction. The problem is you get a guy, two remaining Falcon fans, is an uninspiring hire, a retread. He's a Super Bowl winning defensive coordinator from the Rams. But, give me Aaron Donald and all those guys and let me go be a DC. So Raheem Morris had been the interim coach when Dan Quinn got fired here in 2020. So I wanted Jim Harbaugh, but that's so out of Atlanta. That's so out of our style. We never even considered that. They interviewed him and obviously made more money and had a good quarterback to go to L.A. But getting back to your initial question, Belichick was close. I think Bob Kraft and Arthur and his advisors just scared him off the idea, and that's as close as it got.
All right, so what do you think is going to happen on Sunday? You mentioned how bad that the Falcons are on the road outside.
Banged up, receiver core banged up.
Yeah.
How do you see this going?
Well, we're just schizophrenic guys, and I don't know how you feel, but I always felt an inconsistent team. That's a sign of coaching. That's why I'm harping on the whole coaching angle. We had a guy we picked up from the Raiders, free agent named, great, you'll love the name, Divine Diablo. Sounds like a stripper. This dude has been unbelievable in the middle of the field. He's out right now with a broken arm. So we have a hard time covering crossing routes, stuff in the middle. So I think Josh McDaniels is going to exploit that. I think it'll be a mixture of short passes. So Drake may use his feet. And we may struggle at times trying to stop the passing game. We're pretty good historically against the pass. But this year, since we've had that injury, I'm thinking a low score. I like the under, and I think we're going to try to establish the run. If we can't establish the run, it's going to be a long day.
How are the Falcons against the run?
Middle of the road, average. Teams seem to be able to run, especially to put the game away and run the ball on us. We didn't, I'm using coaching terms, didn't set the edge. So running backs are getting around the edge rushers or the outside linebackers.
Well, we don't have any of those.
So it's a mixed bag. Well,
that's a problem.
I'm not worried about Drake May. I'm worried about Drake May picking him up and putting him down.
Yeah. No, seriously, I think that would probably be your biggest threat in the running game was Drake May. Although they're trying to get that out of him and at the very least getting him to slide before he picks up too many yards.
You mentioned strippers. I heard they close centerfolds. Is that true? The cheetah. The
How's
cheetah.
this for the ultimate? I mean, so the cheetah is going to become Georgia Tech student housing, which I mean, not to mention, granted, a Georgia Tech student wouldn't know what to do in the cheetah if you gave him $1,000. But now, eventually, it's going to be a high-rise student housing. So many great memories of one of the, at the time, one of the fun classic strip clubs in Atlanta. Strip clubs are places you can start the night or finish the night. It's not just obviously the ladies, but it was an epic place, and now it's going away. So we're down to only two of the originals. We've got the Pink Pony, Tattletales that Motley Crue sang about, and of course Magic City, the legendary Magic City. So
have you ever been to Magic City?
Oh, have I been to Magic City? Please, sir. I love the swirl. I am black stripper kryptonite. Yes, I love the Magic City.
So, okay. Did you at the Cheetah? I remember one time I was at the Cheetah, and they're like, "We're gonna take you in this room," and they took me into a VIP room, and then they took me into this room. I recall a false wall, but I could be wrong. And it was me and my friend, a bartender, in this white on white room with no girls in it. And they're like, huh? And I'm like, wait, why would I want to be in here? There's nothing for me in here. Wow. I get to talk to my friend in peace. I don't know. Did they ever take you in there? They might have gotten rid of it.
I think they call it, I don't know if the executive room implies something else, but it's almost like a cone of silence for people who actually do want to consummate a business deal. When I used to work with David Pollack, who used to be on ESPN College Game Day, who's very religious, we used to put him in that room with a long microphone extension, so he wouldn't be exposed to all the Sodom and Gomorrah going on outside.
My experiences at Tattletales when I've come back into town, that place is not even hiding it anymore. They're just like, they're like, what do you want to do? And you're like, it's that easy.
Here's how much.
Well, yeah, and you're like, how many times has this happened today? There used to be like a little cat and mouse.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
right. Well, the thing is, though, Toucher was there, guys. The legendary place was the Gold Club.
Yeah.
The Gold Club was what you'd see wrestlers, Atlanta Braves, movie stars would be in that place. And the old joke was always the stripper would say, I'll meet you at the Waffle House. And there's probably like thousands of guys that were sitting there. It's like 6 o'clock in the morning. I'll give her one more hour. I'm sure she's going to show up.
Yes. Here's my number. I'll meet you at the Waffle House. Yes, absolutely. All right. Well, look, those were good times. And you're still living them. So there you go. Even though you live very far from
brother,
the city.
brother, I'm like the progressive ads. I've become my dad. I'm out here in the country, man. Going to Home Depot, planting fescue.
All right. Well, listen, you've grown and you've matured, but you get to drink on the air, so that's always good. All right.
And I'll leave you guys with this. The bad news about the Falcons, if we lose this game, I don't know what's worse, the fact that we're going to have a 3-game losing streak, or I've spent $5,000 to go watch this crap in Berlin next Sunday.
Oh, really? You're going to Berlin?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, but that might be cool. So there you go. All right. Well, listen, I'm sure you can scrounge together a good time there. All
right on. Well, good meeting the new crew, man. Cheers, guys.
All right. Yeah, Mike, thank you so much. Mike does afternoons 92.9 The Game in Atlanta. Always a good friend. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate you reaching out.
You got it. Bye-bye.
All right, there you go. Mike Bell.
Living his best life.
Like the great thing about Mike is he was on sports radio before I was even on Atlanta radio, like when I was in Cumming radio.
Mm-hmm.
And like Mike just he's never like sweated anything. And so like when his old station went down, like everyone went down with it except Mike. And Mike just popped onto this station. He's had a lot of success at this station.
Yeah.
But Mike got married probably like 5 years ago, and he's older than me. So he probably got married when he was like 50. But before that, what a run. What a run from Mike. What a run. It's there was a Super Bowl we were at, and I saw Mike because we had to go back to get interviews. And so I saw Mike, and he's like
Phoenix again.
And I don't know if it was Phoenix, but he was. I won't put a date on it, but Mike was there, and he's like, I'm like, what's up, dude? And he like looked at me, he's like, shenanigans last night.
Shenanigans.
He was like, I was at blah blah blah, which you can imagine, and he's like, shenanigans. He's like,
no, that was 9 years ago.
He's like, I'm dying.
Yeah.
Shenanigans.
Yeah.
All right, very good. Well, I don't want to put a date on it because I don't know his situation at the time. But Mike Bell, the great Mike Bell. All right, we'll be back in just a moment with Cedric Maxwell, guest after guest after guest.
A lot of shenanigans goes on in the middle of all that.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy.
this the Cramps?
No, it's the Amazing Royal Crowns from Providence, Rhode Island.
It does. The singer sounds like the Cramps.
Oh, totally, yeah.
I just need to be justified that I'm not that wrong.
Trombone right there.
And they're really putting that front and center.
They love it.
If I'm the guitar player, I'm like, so I just don't even belong here.
They were one of them bands that, remember, this was a thing for a while. They had the stand-up bass player, and he would, like, stand on the bass.
Yeah, and then you could never hear it. It was like you might as well be playing nothing.
Right.
That's like Reverend Horton Heat.
Yes, exactly.
Cedric Maxwell, big rockabilly guy. He's also the Celtics color analyst, and he makes that joke several times. He doesn't like that, so that's why I always say it. On the 98.5 The Sports Hub Celtics Radio Network. Cedric, hello.
Hello, gentlemen. Happy Halloween to all of you guys today.
Do you like Halloween?
I love Halloween.
Okay.
I love Halloween more than I love Christmas. And not to be... And the only reason about Christmas is just all the pressure that comes along with trying to give somebody a gift that they're going to return back to the store. I love Christmas as a religious holiday, but the pressure of shopping, that kills it for me.
Thank you for clarifying your appreciation of it as a religious holiday. That saves you a lot of grief. People would have attacked you. When you were a kid, did you get good stuff for Christmas in North Carolina? Like, what was Christmas for you like as a kid?
It was good. It was three kids, and I remember getting, like, BB guns and bikes and, all those kind of things that I really wanted. That my mom and dad would sacrifice, and it was a lot of fun. We have a neighborhood of a bunch of kids, and so we all came out with our toys, and for about a week we played with them, and then finally, like most kids, we discarded them and just got some rocks and sticks and started playing with them later on after about a week.
So you went from the BB guns to just throwing rocks at some point.
Yeah. We were country kids, and we ate a lot of stuff like pecans, like, coming off the trees and that kind of stuff. So we were just fun kids.
Now, will you do anything tonight Halloween related?
Work.
But maybe wear a fun costume for the game. I don't know.
No, I think we're in Philly, so I'm going to have a chance to, basically take my camera out and take a picture. We're going to the game, so there'll be 20,000 people there in costumes. I've seen a bunch of people at the hotel today, so it's probably going to be a madhouse tonight. So I'm probably going to have a lot of fun tonight.
Yeah, Max and Philly fans never do get along, so this should be fun.
Will Grandy dress up for the game? Will your partner? Will your partner dress up for the game, Sean Grandy?
Was that you using his name again? Say his name.
You just liked when I called him. I just like when you liked when I called him dickhead. I heard you found that to be exciting.
Oh my gosh! No, Grandy will dress up as Grandy today. Matter of fact, he might dress up as you tonight. Maybe that'll be a good thing.
I was thinking he could dress as Crying Jordan or something.
Wow!
I'm just playing around. I'm kidding. It's on Prime Video tonight. The game, by the way.
So listen in here.
Okay. So the Celtics, they beat the Cavaliers handily.
Mm-hmm.
Did that say anything to you? What did they do in that game right?
I think that what we're going to see this year is a team that's just going to play hard. Obviously they're not as talented as they have been over the last couple of years, minus Porzingis, Holiday, those kind of guys, and you miss them. But I think they're going to play hard. And in the NBA, if you play hard every night, you're going to win your share and sometimes more of your share of games because you out-hustle the other team. And I think that's what Joe Mazzulla will do. He will not allow them to be complacent, and they will play hard. So they're going to win their share of games. And when they beat the Cavaliers, obviously they were out one of their great players in Garland, but still it was a very good win for a team that had been playing well.
I don't know if you know this, Max, but Celtic fans tend to think that everybody's the greatest after 2 games. And Josh Minot has played well the last couple of games, had a really good game against Cleveland, and Nemias Keita has started well. When do we, as Celtic fans, get excited about these new players? When should we?
Well, I think that, obviously if you look at Minot, but you look at Keita isn't new, but Keita is new on the scene when it comes to playing. He's was here last year. He learned from Porzingis and guys like that, and obviously he's not. And he even stepped out and shot a 3-pointer, and I laughed. We joked about that, but Minot just plays hard, and I think the fans are going to love him because he is continuous hustle, and the thing that Joe Mazzulla likes is effort, and I think that Celtic fans like effort. Even if you get it wrong, I think that because you hustle and bust your ass, I think in Minot's case, I think fans are going to gravitate towards him. Keita, he is showing the tendency right now to be a little bit meaner than I thought he could be, rebounding the basketball, gets bumped around a lot, and doesn't have real good hands. He has to get in a position where he grabs that basketball and corrals it. But I think that fans are going to see some good things from both of those guys. And as you're saying right now, 2 games, you win 2 games, but look, they have lost 3 games, and the world was falling apart when they lost the 3 games. So it's going to be a continuous thing. The only thing about Boston, again, as I said, even in Foxborough or Gillette or wherever it might, wherever these stadiums are. I think that you're going to see Boston fans want championships. And if this team doesn't win a championship, I think that people are going to sell them maybe short, even if they do have a great effort.
You're talking about the things that Mazzulla loves. He loves the hustle and the effort, but the rebounds, which you also just mentioned, he had to be pleased about that more than anything else, because even if Cleveland's having a bad night and you don't look your best at time, if you out-rebound the team and you get, I think they had 18 offensive boards the other night, that's got to please him almost as much as winning the game.
Well, the hell with Mazzulla. How about me?
Okay. How do you feel about it, Max?
I was screaming over there damn, can we get a rebound? I mean, you looked at Detroit, and Detroit just killed the glass. I mean, they out-rebounded you by 20 in the game that you lost. When they lost to Philadelphia in the first game, all they had to do was get a couple of rebounds, and, they were doing well. One thing that made me happy to see was Jaylen Brown said he was going to pick it up on that side of the court, and he rebounded pretty good in that particular game. Coming down playing Philly today will be same thing, but then going back home, you got Houston with Ime Udoka coming in with possibly maybe the tallest team ever in the history of the NBA.
Yeah. Opening night, they were.
Yeah, so that's gonna be crazy to see them. So every night on the glass has to be a priority when it comes to this team.
Whenever we talk about Philadelphia, we've asked you many years before, but I think I want to revisit it. Joel Embiid, we talked about him after the season opener. He just looked out of place, injured or not injured, in today's up-and-down NBA. This guy was the MVP only 2 years ago, but Philadelphia actually looks better without him on the floor most times.
Yeah, they have. I think if you look at what they have, Tyrese Maxey obviously is running wild, scoring the basketball. But the young kid Edgecombe, he's the truth. I talked to a couple of the people from Philadelphia, and they said, you're going to see some things from him every night. And he looked, I thought I was saying Andrew Toney-like, and then somebody corrected me, and they said, no, maybe D. Wade-like, with his ability to score the basketball, defend, make some block shots, run the floor. He's an extraordinary athlete. So it's going to be fun to see those 2 guards play together, and that's going to be the backbone. Joel Embiid's days, I don't want to bury him, but right now he hasn't been showing a lot of movement. And against Boston, it was hard to watch him, a great player, slow down and could be guarded one-on-one, where that was impossible a couple of years ago.
By the way, remember when they said it was I know it's early in the season, but they said it was a 2-person draft going into the draft, and Edgecombe was the third pick, and that was debatable.
Yep.
So it's crazy how that happened. You were just talking about it. Oh, Jesus Christ. I just lost my train of thought.
Brain fart.
Embiid.
Oh, Embiid, yeah. Does Embiid – thank you, Jonathan. I had checked out because I believe you asked the last question, so I check out.
Sure.
Does Embiid hamper the 76ers in that are they better without him on the floor?
Well, I think that they happen to be, when you're talking about just total foot game, speed.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, if they're going to go any place, he's going to have to get back to being Joel Embiid. If nothing else, blocking shots, being destructive on the interior. He can shoot his free throws, and that's cool for a big guy. But the thing that you see about him a lot of times was the flopping. That, you'd hit him and he'd just go, you touch him, he'd go flying all over the place. He's going to have to be more like an oak tree this year instead of a weeping willow.
Do you like that? Do you hate that flopping, or do you respect it? What do you think about it?
I did enough of it when I played. So I do have an appreciation for it. But, during the 80s, if you flop, I was even talking to Patrick Ewing about this. He said there was a guy who was playing against, and he said when a guy flopped during his particular time and during the 80s, you step on him, and somebody else will step on him. And that will stop him from flopping. But the NBA has changed its rhythm now. So it's, they frown upon things like that now.
Well, yeah, because no one is under the basket. It's all everyone's shooting from 35 feet away.
If you take a charge in front of somebody or attempt to take a charge, there was a guy named Glenn Elmore who used to play, and Lynn Elmore who used to play for Washington, and he would always, as soon as you would get on the floor, the first thing he'd do, he'd try to run in front of you and fall. So what we had a wager. If he fell, make sure that 2 or 3 people fell on top of him when he fell, and that stopped him from falling. So we had this vigilante justice which was out there when we played.
Were the refs just drunk? Were they just out there just like you just wanted the clock to run? They let you guys get away with a lot.
They let us control the game a lot more. They weren't as tough about whistleblowers. They were, and it depended on the team. When I got traded to the Clippers, I got whacked, really hard. And the official, I was like, "Damn, man, that was a foul." He said, "Yeah, that's a foul when you were at Boston, but it's no foul no more with you with the Clippers." So games are called differently depending on the team and depending on the situation. So referees were really more adamant about calling technicals and throwing guys out the game instead of now these days. I think that they take a lot more gunk from the players.
Max, is Garza attempting to flop, or is that just the way he runs?
It's so funny. I was going to ask Max that.
Because I think he's getting ready to flop a lot, but there's no one around him, and he's nowhere near the ball. So what is it? What is that style?
We're really worried about him. I have an actual question about Garza that I'm not kidding. And okay.
I got Garza, and here's what I think about Garza. Garza can't jump. So Garza plays a lot.
Racist.
I say in a nice way.
Very racist.
He plays a lot like Bill. Well, it's Halloween. I can be racist if I want to.
Oh, we can? Oh, cool.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Did I hear the president of the United States talking about the N-word? There's 2 N-words. I did not hear him say that?
Probably. What do I know?
Nothing would surprise me anymore.
That's shocking. No, there's no way.
He said nuclear war, and he said the other word, the N-word. Can't use that. You really can't use that.
Well, you know what? That's a problem in this country, Cedric. It's far too woke.
Yeah. Getting back to Garza, he reminds me a lot, and I say it in a very nice way. He reminds me of Bill Laimbeer. And the fact he can't jump. He positions himself and his body, and he doesn't let you jump. And so when you're talking about flopping, if you hit him, he's going to go down. He broke his nose already this year. So I think that because he doesn't have that skill set, it does look like he's gangly. There's nothing fluid about him when you watch him. You don't see a gazelle. You see more of a rhino. And I think that's the difference in this game.
Okay, because I was going to ask you, like, in all seriousness, is he the slowest guy under 7 feet tall that you've seen? Like legitimately.
All day and tomorrow.
Yeah.
I think when my child was about 5, I think he probably could outrun Garza. He has a hard time of getting up. But what he does, he makes up for it by just being a brute force, of just knocking people around, of just be an irritant once he gets in. And I think that will be appreciated by the team. You're never going to see him leading a fast break. Even lob plays to him, him and Pritchard have done it. Lob plays, essentially, he was on his tiptoes when he caught the basketball. So you're not going to see him with the 2 hands over the rim, catching it, doing a Jaylen Brown, being athletic, or Tatum. You're not going to see that.
It's funny because he was so good in college, and it just amplifies the difference between the college game and the pro game. It's a totally different sport. Cedric Maxwell, you're the best as always. Enjoy your time in Philadelphia. Try not to get into a fight, but your fight in Philadelphia was very justified. No one disagrees with that.
Everybody says that. It's still, gentlemen, we can't talk about it. It's still in litigation right now.
That's right. That's right. I'm sure the guy that you hit's alive and well.
He's a dead white man. He was old, okay? I'm sorry.
Yeah. I know he's old by the jacket he was wearing. That existed for like 1 year in like 1980.
Max.
All right. Cedric Maxwell, thank you so much. Listen to him tonight as him and Grandy call the game. Appreciate it, Cedric.
All right, gentlemen. Have a great one.
All right, there you go.
There's one other Celtics center I can think of that might have been slower than Luka Garza, and this goes back
7 feet tall, though?
Not 7 feet tall.
Okay.
6'10", about 240. He was a Celtics first-round pick, and this is during the bad years, right after Bird and all them left. A.C. Earl.
Oh, yeah.
A.C. Earl.
He wasn't 7 feet tall?
No, he's about 6'10", 6'11" in there.
Was he Boston College? No.
No.
Okay.
No, I don't even remember what school he went to, but
He was good in college because I remember him.
A.C. Earl was compared, I think it was Bob Ryan compared him to a T-Rex thundering across the plain. He's just...
I don't know if he is...
A.C. Earl was slow and just awful.
I don't know if he's as slow as Garza. Garza can't get down the floor.
Neither could he. This is a callback. This is like 30 years ago, but Celtic fans will remember. He was bad.
All right.
Iowa, by the way. Oddly enough.
Yeah.
A.C. Earl.
Yeah, oddly enough.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, same school. Play that up-tempo brand of basketball. I was supposed to be good this year. All right. We will be back. Here are the headlines.
Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius and...
which means we have to do something. It's an annual tradition here at the Sports Hub.
Wait. We can't do it just yet because listen at the end of this segment for a chance to win a pair of tickets to Comics Come Home at TD Garden. I can only imagine what you are set to do is high comedy.
Who is the spookiest?
No,
member
yeah.
of
I had
Sports
said,
Hub?
I had said on many occasions.
The Sports Hub is a place where you'll hear people talk on air.
Sarge GPT.
The Sports Hub family.
Sarge. Yep. Sarge.
Shush.
And the ones you hear on weekends. The Sports Hub family.
Neat. Sweet. Beef.
Now, this is where we determine who is the spookiest member of the Sports Hub.
See, I'm psyched you brought this up.
So my thing was, hey, we did Halloween Sarge GPT, which is this bit. And I said, and then they go, but people have been requesting it. Who? 2 people?
Got emails.
How many emails? Seriously.
Or got a call.
Swearing your children. How many emails?
I got 3 emails.
Oh, well, then by
3. But think that only represents the
3 people.
The unheard.
Yeah,
masses
I
out
know what
there
it
that
represents. It
don't
represents 3
email
people.
it. No. It's an annual tradition, Fred.
No, it's really not.
Caller
And
participation.
I don't believe we did it last year at all.
Yes, we did.
We did.
That's from last year.
We did do it last.
Was I here?
Yes.
Yes, you were here.
Sarge. Sup. Calvin, wrestling, Jay Stu, Andy Wong.
Hi, Fred. Nice to talk to you. Hope you're well. You just lost one of your 9 lives.
I'm not a cat. I only have 1 live. Mike in New Hampshire, if we're going through this exercise, make it quick.
We are.
Mike, go ahead.
Hey, what's up, guys? I have a push pin and string tracking Blind Scott because he is definitely the spookiest guy on the Sports Hub.
Blind Scott did go through a fantasy where he was writing it varied between television and movie script about how he was going to break into my house and then I was going to shoot him.
So I could get close to the Fred Toucher?
Yeah. And then he'll go like, oh, you're running in this 5K. I'm going to go. Oh, public transit doesn't get close enough. And I'm like, that's too bad.
Fred Toucher? He's a single guy.
He's always, Blind Scott's always writing me stuff like, this will help you get laid. Like, Blind Scott, I'm so pathetic. Blind Scott is under the opinion that I need his help to get laid.
I'm totally blind, by the way, if anybody doesn't know.
Right, and how could I trust his judgment? I mean, he could bring me anything.
I'd like to
bring me a warm melon and say,
see, this warm pumpkin. This is why this needs to be done every year, Fred, because Blind Scott was not mentioned last year.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yes, it absolutely has to be done. It's Riz. Hello, Riz.
The spookiest member of 98.5 would have to be the guy who always has to defend Nicholas whenever he gets yelled at or in trouble by Fred with his drinking at noon on Mondays. I'm going to say Adam 12 swimming in the nasty Boston ponds.
Oh, Riz. Wow. Out of nowhere with Adam.
I like the new suggestions this year.
Jump scare.
Yeah.
What is that?
That's just Fear the Reaper.
That was weird.
Oh, that's my phone.
Oh.
My bad. I'm sorry.
That's your ringtone.
Yeah, yes, it is. Yeah. Yeah. Don't fear the Reaper. Don't be afraid. Don't fear the Reaper. Nothing's going to happen.
Cheers.
Adam 12.
Yeah, Adam 12 is very scary. If you don't say the exact right thing, he pounces.
You can listen to me live.
Yeah.
We didn't even have Adam 12
great
drops.
Boston punk bands.
Oh, those are from, what was I? Boston Calling. There you go. I was wondering where those are from. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Adam spookily sits in trailers at festivals where no artists come in. Adam Spooker. You know what's really scary is Adam programs radio stations that are heard by no one.
You can listen to me live.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
That's true. Well, you're live now.
Okay, yes, I am. We have more calls, you know. The calls are coming in.
You know, I did not want to do this. I'm not kidding. I really didn't want to do this. All right, Matt, go ahead, Matt.
His feet-first obsession makes us all wince, insisting to all that Crash Clark's a prince. He forces Joe Murray on this show, say we. The spookiest member is you, Freddie T.
I mean, if people prepared, I have to give them credit.
That was good.
Be Real says Adam has sent many radio stations to the graveyard, so he is a mass murderer in
Think
that
of the
sense.
zombies, me.
Yeah.
He is a mass murderer in that sense. Well, fortunately, there are no more phone calls. Oh, yeah. Well, you guys got it done. So congratulations.
Sarge, sup, Kowloon, Wrestling, Jay Stu, Andy Wong.
Hi, Fred. Nice to talk to you. Hope you're well. You just lost one of your 9 lives.
What's odd about the point that I made about Sarge Halloween GPT being very similar to this is that clip.
Did Sarge Spooky T scare you?
No, it annoyed me. All right, caller number 10 to the contest line, 617-931-0985. We'll score a pair of tickets to Comics Come Home on Saturday, November 8th at the Garden, featuring Dennis Leary, Lenny Clark, Sarah Silverman, and I should say Sebastian Maniscalco or whatever.
Maniscalco.
Thank you, but I know he's really famous. Is the only reason I mention it. All to benefit the Cam Neely Foundation. Get your tickets at Ticketmaster.com. Kendra's here, and of course, she's dressed up.
She got the onesie on? I haven't looked.
No, she wears a onesie every day.
Yeah.
No, that wouldn't be a costume.
Yeah.
That's just Kendra pretending to work out. No, she's pretending that she's going to go downstairs and work out and take pictures of it. Wow. Oh, wow. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
GPT's not scary. It's your old pal Sarge. See that tree and that clown? You're gonna die.
Sarge Spooky T said.
First, it's my day off. No spooky, no scary. No guts, no gore, no blood, and the monsters were carefree. Ride around in my coupe de ville. Pick up Frankenstein.
This is like a TGIF episode of a Halloween episode.
This is, Adam, happy Halloween. Hardy delighted in our Halloween hit Dracula last year. Fred was none too amused. Here's our new Halloween hit, Dracula's Day Off. Best regards from Best Friends Band, Phoenix, Arizona.
Do you remember this? We tried to get into whether or not this was an actual band.
Right.
Last year, we investigated as much as we could because the Dracula song, we thought it's either really bad or it's purposely bad. We couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, because that's when it's funny because as soon as you know someone did it purposely, it loses all comedic value because obviously the thing that's funny about it is someone tried. It's almost endearing too that someone tried. Like even those songs that we made fun of, like for however long I've been on the radio, if they're not Fieldy's Dreams or something, if it's like just some guy and it's like almost endearingly funny that they tried that hard.
Like the catatonic youth stuff is the stuff that's truly endearing because they are trying.
And the best is when like a dad gets his kid to rap about like the Lord or something woke he doesn't like. Those are the ones that like, that kid's totally, he's of that frame of mind. Like he's super into the politics of this stuff. It's like his dad taught him a rap. Have you seen that kid? There's a few of them, but there's one in particular where he's like he doesn't like gay people at all. But he's like 11 and you're like, this kid's got a lot of opinion on gays. There's no he like
a lot of opinion on same-sex marriage.
He hates it so much he wrote this whole rap about it. He really doesn't like it. He's saying God's telling you to knock off the nonsense. And then the funny thing about that's not the kid at all. It's the dad thinking like, we're gonna ride this wave. Kid, you're gonna be famous. All right, Kendra Middleton. What are you dressed as? It's impossible to figure out.
I know it. Yeah, I have it in my head what she's going to say.
Oh.
You know what she's going to say. What are you dressed as?
A wiener.
Oh, I thought you were going to say a glizzy.
No.
Oh, thank God you didn't say a glizzy. Oh, I wouldn't have liked that at all.
Do you guys not like the glizzy thing?
No.
No, because I'll tell you why. Because it was like a Philadelphia just term, and then people just started saying it. And it's like, well, people have been, it's like being like in Detroit, like pop. Like if everyone just started going around calling soda pop, you'd be like, yeah, all right. Well, you didn't 5 minutes ago. Like, why are you doing it now? The glizzy thing is just insisting on a word. It's not organic. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand. What's your favorite costume you've ever done?
What's that?
What's your favorite costume you've ever done?
We're not doing that.
Oh, come on.
No.
Do you have a favorite costume you've ever done? Do you have? Yeah, you do. You talked about it earlier this show.
Yeah. When when my wife and I dressed up as Scott and Lacey Peterson, and I was the fisherman, and she was the corpse that came out of the water with the pregnant belly.
I love that. I'm sorry. I love that.
Yeah.
I'm being the Hamburglar.
The crowd didn't like it so much at the Hard Rock, but whatever.
I'm being the Hamburglar tonight, and then I can't say what my costume is tomorrow yet because I have a video that I did for it, but I get to wear a mustache, and I'm pretty excited about that.
Oh.
Hey.
I bought a 40-pack of mustaches because it's the same price as buying one.
So what are you going to do with the other 39?
Try them all on.
Oh, they're different mustaches.
Yeah.
Is this a request from a lover?
No. Me and my mustache with my lover's mustache could kiss.
Oh, okay. You're going as my old Spanish tutor, Helen. She also managed to have hair between her boobs, and I'm not making that up.
Okay.
Does she wear
How would you know?
dresses?
she was fat and not fat, but she had like big jugs because she was fat, so it wasn't appealing. And I won't say her last name because then I'll be accused of something. Her first name was Helen, and she wore whatever was enough that like at the top of her boobs were black hairs. And then I defy you to learn anything when someone's talking to you in their home and they have black hairs above their bosom.
Was this before laser hair removal?
It was before really anything. It was before phones in the phonograph. No, yeah, they had laser hair removal. I mean, electrolysis, certainly. They could have. There was a way to get rid of it.
Yeah, they had razors. Yeah.
No, of course. Yeah, they had laser hair removal.
Tweezers,
Yeah, but if you shave it, then it just comes back.
No.
thicker,
Tweezers
right?
to pluck it out.
It would say it was 10 hairs. That might even be overstating it, but they were long. She could have just had electrolysis. It would have taken 10 seconds. I tried to have electrolysis on my back because I went to college in Florida, and all of a sudden my back got hairy. It was great timing because I am, of course, blessed. And I was so self-conscious because everyone's at the pool all the time, and you have your shirt off in Florida all the time. And so my mom's like, you should get electrolysis. And in laser hair removal, they'll take something that's like, have you had it, Kendra? Because I've had it kind of too. So I've had it. It's probably like an inch by a half-inch thing, and it goes zap, 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 zap. And electrolysis is a dull needle that they stick into every hair follicle.
Oh, my God.
One by one. So you go for an hour, and they've removed like 100 hairs. So that's great if they're doing like the top of your bikini line.
Well,
but if you're doing a back, this is something that's never going to end.
But
So it was for naught.
But that would be hard because when you do laser hair removal, you have to shave like literally immediately before, because what it does is it burns the hairs. So if you don't shave, it just feels like you're on fire because you're literally like the hairs are getting burned. So
I've had it.
I was going to say, I don't know how you would do that on your back. You would have had to like shave your back yourself.
No, I
before
didn't.
going.
I didn't have to. And what it felt like was an elastic, like a rubber band going cut, cut, cut.
Yeah.
I just have my daughter shave my back, which I'm sure is healthy.
That really? You do?
Do you pay her?
No, that would be dirty. No, I just go, Zoe, women like it. And I know my daughter's not a woman, but my ex-wife used to love to shave my back.
Not me. If you need your back shaved, don't call me. No
There's
offense.
certain people who are.
So you're just so against it now. My bad. I didn't ask to be this way. Her with the 9/11 jokes, and now with the back.
Yeah.
Man.
You ever been around somebody who gets off on the popping the pimples on the back?
Every
Yes.
woman.
Yes.
Every woman.
Why? Why do women like that so much?
I forget what it's called. There's like a thing where you really like when you're addicted to like watching like you squeeze the stuff out of small holes.
Yeah, it's got a name.
Really?
Yeah, it's like a serious addiction. Do you
It's in
remember
Shakespeare.
Do you remember the show My Strange Addiction? Where
Yes.
people would like
Of
marry
course.
carnival rides and eat
I can't
cotton?
watch it because then I'm convinced I'll start doing it.
Well, there was someone on that show who was like addicted to like picking at their skin. There's a girl on Survivor right now who like said that she collects her own blackheads in a jar and she keeps them.
Is she hot?
Yeah.
She's trying to be
That's
interesting.
that's where the tuna guy came from. The guy who loves the drinking the
tuna juice.
yeah.
Yes.
juice.
Oh my God.
We
Yeah.
sat on that audio for months.
But that was great audio because
Yeah.
the guy was interesting. It wasn't just the tuna juice. It was just the way he described it.
Kendra, I thought of you last night.
Wow.
Watching Jeopardy from a few nights ago, and there was a category about social media. And my son got very excited. He's like, because he has to suffer through Jeopardy.
I love Jeopardy. It's my
every
favorite
night.
show.
So did you see the social media category the other night?
If it was the other night, probably not. I've been
Oh,
working
like you're lying. You don't watch Jeopardy. You didn't see it the other night?
Every night when I was a kid, we would watch Jeopardy, or if there was a game on when we ate dinner, we would sit on the couch and watch it all together.
So we'll see. We want to see how you do with this category
Okay.
of Jeopardy. My son ran the category.
Wow,
All
okay.
right, all 5 without the benefit. A couple of them have photos, but there are, of course, the audio clues to go
Okay,
along with
let's do it.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
Here we go.
I'm probably going to suck at this.
Internet Celebrities 800.
Comedian Drewski, who hosts Coulda Been, a parody talent scouting show, appeared in this rapper's Churchill Downs video.
It's the white guy from Kentucky. Oh my gosh, what's his name?
Oh, I know who it is.
With the curly hair.
Bill Monroe?
No, what is his name?
It's Harlow.
Yeah, Jack Harlow.
Jack Harlow.
Who is Jack Harlow?
Who is Jack Harlow?
Harlow?
It is Jack Harlow.
But that's not an influencer.
No, it's not.
That's a rapper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he's like a real rapper.
Yeah. No, that's
The name of the category is internet celebrities.
Yeah, but that's unfair
But
to
he's
him.
not an internet celebrity. He's like a real musician.
Hardy
I
has
agree with
framed this
Kendra.
incorrectly. is
No,
what
no, no.
we're-
He hasn't.
but
Jeopardy has.
The setup has sometimes the setup has the information relating to the category, and then the answer is something adjacent to it. Here, let's
I
try-
don't like that at all. Give me Joker's Wild.
Let's try this.
Internet celebrities, 1,000.
Host of the podcast Hot Mess, this influencer
Alex
gained
Earl.
Wow.
That's it.
Hot mess.
Okay.
What do they do?
Internet celebrities, 600.
A GQ article called this gymnast/influencer and Paul Skeens Gen Z's it couple.
Livy Dunn.
Yeah, I knew that.
I got that one too.
My
Delaney.
dad.
I was between him and
That's correct.
Suni Lee.
My dad finds Livy Dunn. She's the only woman he's ever referenced in the history of women, and it's Livy Dunn, and I'm like, why? And he's like, I just think it's great that they're together. And I went, you need to get off FoxNews.com immediately. Have you been to FoxNews.com recently?
No.
It's like TMC for even people dumber than TMC. It's just like. It's really just like Livy Dunn. And you're like, what the hell is going on? This is not the news.
She tried to buy somebody famous house in New York City recently, and it was a big deal, and they wouldn't let her buy it, and I don't remember who it was.
I like
Do you
when
guys-
that happens.
Hold on, let me look it up.
I like gatekeepers.
I don't think that it was someone's house. I think it was like in a building where everybody is like.
Oh, that billionaire building?
Yeah, the billionaire building, and they're very exclusive about who they will allow to buy.
Okay,
the
I thought she
condominium.
was trying to buy someone who had like passed away's apartment for some reason.
It might be the case.
Oh, yeah, no, she wanted Babe Ruth's old apartment, and they wouldn't let her
There
buy
it
it.
is.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyways.
All right, here we go.
Celebrities 400.
A fast recap of this streamer's exploits. Set room on fire, barked at Albanian PM, lost a race to Noah Lyles, went viral in China.
I'm going to guess Mr. Beast, but I have no idea.
Delaney.
What's iShow Speed?
Speed is correct.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I know who he is. I don't follow him, though. He kind of scares me.
This is the only one that I got.
Here's our final internet celebrity. The HBO Max show Paul American focuses on these two brothers with a long and vining path to fame.
Ooh.
They started on Vine. Ooh,
Now I got
that.
it because of the photo. They showed the two.
Oh, if it's a photo, I don't know.
They're douchebags. One of them fights.
Oh, the Paul brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Okay.
Delaney.
We're Jake and Logan Paul.
That is correct.
Hey, you did pretty good.
Well, I'll take it.
Yes. There you go. I even knew some of that.
Do you know the iShow Speed guy? He kind of scares me. He's
I've
weird.
never seen it before. I've never seen him before.
People love him. I think he's the most followed person on TikTok right now. But I just
But the TikTok
Kendra, what's the
followers
angle I
are
see?
weird. There's you can get like 1 million followers on TikTok.
Yeah,
I know.
I've always said that
get it.
if you're big on TikTok, you have followers and not an audience. If you're big on Instagram, you have an audience.
Yeah, I mean, as two influencers, we kind of are on the same page with that. At Fred Toucher is blowing up. I'm not going to take a picture with Kendra today because I can't milk it that much.
Well, you also said I don't work out, so I can't lift you today. Sorry.
It was a light tease that Hardy groaned at, making it 10 times worse.
Because I knew how she was going to take it.
Of course. Take it the worst way possible, Kendra.
Yeah.
Because I have empathy.
Yeah. Except, yeah, sometimes.
And I thought I was empathetic. And I guess I was just fooling myself all along. By the way, Kendra is brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. So we have that going on. All right, Kendra, you came back from Scotland, by the way.
I did come back from Scotland.
How was Scotland?
It was really good. Everyone was super nice. The food was.
Haggis? Did you have haggis?
I've had haggis before.
Okay.
I don't love it. I'll eat it if I have to, like if I were to go somewhere and they
if
would
you
bring
have
it.
to, right?
Yeah, but I won't go out of my way to order it.
Because it's served in intestine. It's guts and intestine.
Yeah, that's one of my few things that I don't like.
Right.
Brains, organs, uni.
And I saw on your Instagram that you can eat the candy overseas.
I can, yeah.
Because they don't use the red dye that
I
you're
need
allergic
somebody
to.
to actually take it out of my house because it's becoming an issue. I like it way too much.
So this is interesting enough to do a minute on. So you're allergic to this red dye, and that's in like most candies here in the United
Yeah.
States. So you don't have them. So like when this was like an opportunity for you to eat candy that like, so it's almost like someone who couldn't taste, and all of a sudden they're getting, like they get their taste back. So she's like trying stuff that you and I take for granted for the first time. Is it like orgasmic at that point?
It was crazy. I'm so addicted to candy. I understand why people love it so much because I grew into my allergy in my early 20s and probably like 4 years ago now. And so I'd had it before, but I was on such a health and fitness grind that I hadn't really eaten candy since I was a kid. And they still use red dye over there, but you have to explicitly label it and you can't just put it in stuff. It's called something else too, but it's not in their candy. It's not in their sodas. It's not in their chips or anything like that. So I had a bag of Skittles in London last year on my way out. And I was like, thank God that I can't eat this at home. And then I've always wanted to try the Nerds gummy clusters. And I found some in a grocery store. But peanut M&Ms, those things are so good. I'm so addicted to them. I feel like an old person in the fact that I'm not like after the sour gummy candy, whatever. I'm like, no, give me the peanut M&Ms. Those things go crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
peanut butter M&Ms.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
It's a thing.
I love peanut butter.
It's a whole
I'm on the
thing.
PB2 grind. Do you have PB2? Do you know what that is? It's like the powdered peanut butter, but you add water to it, and you can eat tons of it for very little calories. And all you have to do to make it taste like real peanut butter is add a pinch of salt and a little bit of honey.
And
you
peanuts.
Can
Yeah, so what I do is I have a jar of Jif. Whenever I want peanut butter, I have that.
Oh, see, but I'm a volume eater. My portion control issues can't do it.
All right. Well, listen.
Well, I have no such addiction issues. So.
Yeah.
Sucks to be you.
Seems like a straight line. You open up the peanut butter and voila.
He has one
there it is.
teaspoon and that's it. He got that hit. He can walk away.
Kendra is an addiction to food and a allergy to red dyes. We are learning so much about her today. Kendra, we will go. You have given us games that you like this weekend.
You guys, I'm having, knock on wood, I know that this weekend's going to get me, but I'm having a really good season, and this card feels really too easy to predict. So I tried not to get silly. I love my picks this week.
Whoa.
We're going to see how it goes.
All right, I'll be ready.
Coming in confident.
That's what I'm saying is I think that this week, because I feel so good about it, is what's going to get me because I'm having such an amazing season.
I was doing Jets money line every week, and I thought I forgot to do it last week, and it wasn't until 2 days later I opened up my app.
What a game.
I saw this money. I'm like,
I
oh,
thought of you.
I did actually make the bet. So
I thought of you. I was really excited for you because I know you and Milo were there.
That just gave me a very warm feeling.
No, seriously, I was like so excited
I'm serious.
for you guys.
That makes me feel good.
I
that
love
you
that
thought
for you.
of me.
Yeah.
And you thought
it
of
made
me.
me feel real good.
Yeah, it makes me feel real good. Thank you for making me feel real good. Don't touch my hair.
What part of Mexico are you from? I'm not, but thanks.
That makes
It
me feel real good. All right, Kendra Middleton will join us in just a moment.
Feels good today.
Stay tuned for more Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub. And now for your Move Like a Pro Sports Hub lineup.
Fred Toucher, Zeitgeist Tech, Scatback. Nick Gemelli, Big Booty State, Waterboy.
Mark the Beetle Bertrand, Mass School of Entomology, Center. Mike Felger, Contrarian University, Diva Quarterback. Tony Maz, Squeaky College, Slot Receiver. Jim Murray, The Dry Humor University, Tight End.
Kendra Middleton, Duval Influencer Institute, Return Specialist.
Ty Anderson, Penalty Box Polytechnic, Special Teams Gunner.
All right, Kendra Middleton, brought to you by DraftKings, is in studio, and a wild weekend this weekend in the NFL. It's a hard week for the NFL because the Jets are on bye.
Hard week.
I know the ratings will suffer, but I do want to say that it was quite egotistical to think that the Tampa Bay, this is next week, but Tampa Bay Patriot game should have been flexed to the 425. The Patriots are not there yet. The Patriots Tampa Bay game, they're not. There's Lions Commanders and Rams 49ers.
Bucs are also
two
so
better
injured.
games.
But Fred, you know this. The quarterback matchup is interesting. Both of them are.
Does Joe
started
Q
well.
Public know Drake May yet?
I think he does at this point, or she. I think they do.
Thank you for clarifying. You should say they.
They. Very insensitive of me, Kendra. I apologize.
I don't think that an average football fan has seen Drake May play, certainly. I bet you they haven't seen him play in college, and I bet you they haven't seen him play in the pro.
The average football fan?
The average football fan has not seen him play. What game would they have seen him play in?
The Bills game.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take that.
So half the average fans, because you would say, I'm saying like an average, does an average fan watch every Sunday night football game?
With all of the,
I would say if you're an average fan, that's like the one game you do watch.
with all of the time that is filled by all of the people discussing the National Football League, Drake May's name has come up more often in the last month. It has.
Okay.
If you haven't seen him
conversation.
play, you've heard of him and heard of how he should be an NFL MVP candidate.
Fair enough. Even if that
Should
is
be.
so,
He is.
He is. No, he isn't an MVP candidate.
Does not be Jonathan
Bert would vote
Taylor.
him second.
All the more reason to flex the game.
No, it's the Lions Commanders. The return to the upset of the playoffs last season, with arguably the best team in football, is a far better matchup
That's
than
last
Patriots.
season. It's last season. You want this season. You want who's hot this season. Baker Mayfield, Drake May.
Baker Mayfield wasn't so hot the last time
He was
played
an
football.
MVP candidate until last week.
Yeah, that's why you're hearing Patrick Mahomes and Drake May so much now.
That's correct.
If Mahomes wins MVP, I will cry.
He is the leader.
I know. I hate it.
Mm-hmm.
I hate it so much. I will say I had this conversation yesterday. What would it take from Jonathan Taylor? I get that running backs don't win this award, but what would it take from him for them to not be able to deny him the award? Because if Saquon didn't win it last year,
an Emmitt Smith to LaDainian Tomlinson year.
I don't even think that does it because we talked to obviously like a million writers and they like just scoff at even the prospect of him being a top 3 candidate. So he could set the rushing record.
30 touchdown season though. How do you deny him in a year like this though?
I think he could set the rushing record. He could set touchdown record. He could set every record known to man, and he'd still come in at best second.
So do you think that Daniel Jones has a better opportunity to win an MVP than him?
That might be tough because they're on the same team.
Well, no, I'm just saying because this team has been so dominant, and obviously Daniel Jones isn't eligible for comeback player.
I think you're right, but I also hate the fact that if it's that much of a discussion as to which quarterback it could or should be, shouldn't it automatically default to the one running back who is far and away? There's no conversation about it?
Yeah, I'm with you.
I think that I've mentioned his name in the MVP conversation every single time we've had it, but I'm just telling you, every writer, I don't know if you guys remember as much as me because I'm the one who brings it up, but like every writer has just been like, that's
we just
cute.
ran down the NFL, the odds, the MVP odds, and Taylor was 9th.
Well, you want to know what's crazy, too, is that if the Cowboys were competent at all, like, Dak Prescott would be in that conversation. He's having an incredible year. He's having a career year. And
his odds are better than Taylor's.
And we'll never talk about it because they just are so incompetent as an entire organization.
Why is Daniel Jones is eligible for Comeback Player of the Year?
Is he? I didn't think he was.
He's plus 500.
Okay.
Dak Prescott is plus 105. McCaffrey plus 200. Daniel Jones at plus 500. Hutchinson at plus 500. Stephon Diggs at plus 2,500. Diggs ain't going to win that.
No.
I thought you had to become. Yeah, okay.
You don't have to be coming off an injury, I don't think. I had to check, so I didn't know.
Yeah.
But I'm just looking at odds.
Okay.
But because I wasn't sure.
Because there was the whole argument about Sam Darnold last year.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay.
I had to check.
I will look into this further.
All right, so
I'm giving you the odds.
Well, Sam Darnold had odds last year too.
Yeah, but he was eligible to win. Trevor Lawrence plus 4,000.
He was injured.
Aiden Hutchinson was injured.
Yep.
Stephon Diggs was injured. Christian McCaffrey was injured. Daniel Jones and Dak Prescott are the favorites.
Okay.
And this is his second site.
Yeah. Okay. What's up?
Do you want to flex on your percentage?
I was saying Trevor Lawrence because it's the Jacksonville Jaguars. Go ahead.
On you and your ROI, or do you not want to jinx it?
I don't want to jinx it, but you can follow me on Action for all my picks if you want to see my numbers and my winning percentages. I'm having a good season.
You can follow me on
and
OnlyFans.
I'm nervous. Are you faceless?
No. No one wants to see my face anyway.
So you would be faceless.
No, they see my face. They just ignore it. You know? They're into my feet.
4 games.
Yes.
I'm doing all of them. We'll see. We'll see if your streak continues.
Yeah, we're streaking.
Let's
that's
go.
For sure. Okay. What do you want to start with?
Denver.
This is probably my most controversial take this week. A lot of people are really high on Houston after last week. I'm out on they're just too injured. Their receivers are too hurt. I get that Kirk is probably going to play, but they're just too injured for me to get behind them. I don't. Denver has an incredible defense. I get that Surtain makes a huge difference, especially if the receivers that have been questionable and injured are going to play. But for me, I just think Denver's a top team right now. I can't put money on Houston. I can't. I get that they're chasing a comeback in the AFC South. I don't think anybody's going to catch the Colts.
I got them at 1.5. Are you doing
1.5
the points?
is what I have as well.
Or just going money line?
No, I'm doing the points. They're getting points, and I think that they're the better team. It's insane to me that this Denver team is getting points against a Houston team that has been.
By the way, this is another team that I wouldn't want to play Denver in the playoffs, and everyone scoffs at me.
I mean, I agree with you, but for me, it's more so the fact that they did upgrade the injury reports from yesterday. Nico Collins was questionable. Christian Kirk was questionable. They're both going to play. Dalton Schultz still questionable. It's just when all of your weapons are playing to some degree with an injury, I get the Surtain thing, but they're not 100%. And this Houston team has been so inconsistent. And the other thing is that I know that the argument is that Houston is getting the bulk of their home games the second half of this schedule, but they haven't been that impressive at home either.
All right.
They won last week. I'll give it to them. I was on Houston last week. I think Denver covers this number.
I'm seeing San Francisco as 2.5-point favorites at the Giants.
Yeah, this 2.5-point favorites.
San Francisco.
No, they're not favorites.
San Francisco is a 2.5-point favorite, according to
Yes, they are favorites.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm reading a different line. I needed to refresh my computer. San Francisco, here's the thing. I talked about this yesterday too. My issue is the Giants are absolutely depleted. I understand the injury on both sides of these. You can argue both sides. Is it going to be Mac Jones? Is it going to be Brock Purdy? Probably Brock Purdy. All of their receivers injured. Injuries up and down both sides of these depth chart. But the thing is that once Cam Scatterbo went down for the Giants last week, you saw the entire energy drain out of that team. I still believe in their defensive line, but I'm going to go better coaching with San Francisco, and I'm going to go better depth, and I'm going to go experience. And those are all things that the 49ers have over the Giants. The Giants were fun. They had what the kids are calling aura for a hot minute. But I think their season's over. I think the dagger has been stabbed in them. It's starting to be twisted. The 49ers, despite having all of their injuries, are somehow still alive and kicking. They've got to win. They've got to win games against bad opponents. That's straight up what this is. I think Christian McCaffrey is probably going to be playing quarterback and running the Wildcat all weekend, to be honest.
Do you see who Jackson Dart's dating?
No, I did not.
He's an attractive Instagram model.
Oh.
Jackson Dart has a girlfriend?
Good for him.
They were seen together at a Halloween party. People are speculating.
Oh, look at you, TMZ.
She's 22. He's 22.
Yeah.
They might want to settle down.
That's just what you want to do when you're a 22-year-old quarterback.
I don't have the Chargers on here, but what a generational run from Justin Herbert and Madison Beer the last couple of days. They've been at every game in L.A.
And Justin Herbert overcoming a horrible acne to get a very attractive woman, and I'm sure that's a delight. To have to sit courtside while she looks at everyone to take her picture. And I'm sure she's loving him, too, with that golden personality.
I know.
What a match made in heaven. Someone who's totally a whore for attention and some dweeb that lives in a film room all week.
But in
those kids must be in love.
In reality, they're both looking for attention and cameras that they can stare
I
into.
think Herbert's just pleased that he's banging some hot chick.
Yeah.
And she's like, and I think she's like, hey, you're a quarterback in Los Angeles. I want to be courtside on all this stuff. I've seen him. She's really hot.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine. I'm not even from like her perspective. Like Herbert's like a dork. Like, I don't know. Like
No, he's cute.
I didn't say he was. Well, he has acne.
So?
But he's big and strong and
You
rich.
have back hair.
It's true. The electrolysis
got
didn't
really
take.
frosty in here.
I don't know if that was so much fair.
You have interest in the Chicago-Cincinnati game?
I do.
How?
Crazy, I know. Because I think that the Bears are a better team than they've shown the last couple of weeks. Maybe this is my most controversial pick to you. The Bengals I get that Joe Flacco is showing some chemistry with Jamar. Any quarterback would have chemistry with him, right?
Well, they're not. The thing with Jamar Chase is that they're like demanding the ball in his hands. So
you have to.
At least last week, he wasn't getting the ball downfield.
But the issue is, the reason that I have action on this game, and I wouldn't otherwise, is that Joe Flacco is injured. He hurt that AC joint in his shoulder last week. The big thing about Joe Flacco is his arm strength, right? Like, that is the whole thing about Flacco, is that he can chuck it down to Jamar. He's F it down there somewhere. That's the whole thing. So if it's Jake Browning, you're going to trust the Jake Browning-led Bengals against the Bears. And the Bears defense, they're okay. They're okay.
Is there an over-under on sacks of Caleb Williams?
Probably, for sure. The only question mark is that the injury report came out yesterday, and I thought it was going to look a little bit better than it does for the Bears. DeAndre Swift, questionable. Roma Dunze, questionable. DJ Moore, questionable.
Swift's going to play.
Komet, all questionable. They're all going to play, in my opinion. But that's the thing, is that if it's Jake Browning or an injured Joe Flacco, you've got to find that money where you can get it.
So what do you like?
So you like the
Bears.
Okay, all right.
Oh, sorry. I thought you had my notes, and I'm sorry.
No, I just have the games that you...
Yeah, no, Bears.
He
Bears,
wants you to riff.
All Bears.
All right, and finally...
Yeah, probably...
So all these visiting teams so far.
Yeah.
And Seattle at Washington.
Yes, the Seahawks. I get that Sam Darnold has looked like Jesus Christ at times and then looked super questionable at others.
I don't care for that.
Slow down.
No.
Sorry.
We don't do that.
JC, she does not know of which she speaks.
I didn't know we were a religious podcast.
First of all, we're not a podcast.
Well,
at
we
all.
are technically.
It's-
Well,
Yeah.
That's what the kids say. I'm sorry.
but it's particularly distasteful on All Hallows Eve. So try again. Go.
Okay. I did. Sometimes Sam Darnold looks like your Lord and Savior, and sometimes he does not.
Even worse.
Yeah.
Their defense has been great. They've been way better on the road than they have at home. Incredible road team. And the fact that the Washington Commanders are decimated, short week, give me Seattle. Honestly, if Sam Darnold was playing the way that he played last year, I think that they'd be the best team in the NFC, and it wouldn't be a question.
All right. There you go.
Taking all of them.
And Jackson Smith and Jigba, king.
Okay.
Having a generational go of it. See, why can't he should be in the conversation for MVP. I hate that this has become a quarterback award.
Well, yeah. Well, that's Offensive Player of the Year is when they get cute with the skill
I know.
position. player.
That'll be Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, that'll be Jonathan Taylor.
That'll be Jonathan
for sure.
Taylor. Unless he blows both knees out or dies or something.
I get why it's a quarterback award. I still just hate it, especially in a year like this where, sure, you can say that this is the best version of this Chiefs team we've probably seen, but they sucked for they sucked for the first 6 weeks of the season.
Yeah, they won't suck the rest of the way. though.
I know. It's just, I think that you should have to play MVP caliber football all season long to be considered, and it sucks that he just is the crown jewels of the league.
All right,
That spot from that robot ump last week, I almost threw my phone through the TV.
Of course, we all did. Now, 20 seconds. Patriots -5.5 at home against the Falcons.
Yeah, that's the number one team that I've gotten on all year. So I'll give the Patriots their flowers. I'll give Patriots fans their flowers. The team looks great. Drake May looks great. You guys know I'm a Vrabel truther. I was just worried about the talent other than those guys. So other than him and, maybe Stephon, whatever. But I'll give them their flowers. There's a lot of people. If I hadn't gotten got by the Patriots all season long, I would probably be on the Falcons this week just because I don't think it's a great
I
spot
like
for
you're
them.
holding yourself earnestly in a hot dog
Yeah.
costume.
Yeah.
Like you're holding
I
yourself
know.
like
I'm holding my mustard.
you're just like I swear, and then it's a hot dog costume.
So I know that there's a lot of people who love the Falcons this week. If the Patriots hadn't been kicking my ass all year, I'd probably be on the Falcons, but ain't no way I'm getting got again.
All right,
I
so
think
you
it's a
don't
bad spot for them, though.
So you don't touch the game.
No, I mean, I would if I wasn't a chicken. However, I am a coward.
But if you I
would go Falcons money
Right.
line because I'm insane.
but you're not doing that.
No, I have to protect my beautiful, beautiful season that I'm
ROI
having.
that she has, which is very high. She doesn't want to jinx it, but suffice it to say it's very high.
You can
very
look at me on
impressive.
action. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I mean, who hasn't seen you on action?
Hey, it's
Is that where
it's
your
the new
podcast
OnlyFans.
is? It's OnlyFans with numbers. So, is that where your thing is that
Yeah.
you do? Action.
Yeah.
So how do people get that?
Podcast, YouTube, whole thing.
It's called Action.
Yeah, Action Network,
And what's your show called?
The Favorites.
Okay. And how do people get you on social media?
I'm everywhere at Kendra Middleton except for Twitter. It's Kenny with an I Middleton.
Thank you, Kendra.
Yeah. Good to see you.
Glad to
Yeah.
have you back.
Are you filming a video with me, Wallach?
I will.
Yes.
Yeah, you keep them as late as you want.
Today?
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
doing what you did with me.
On a Friday.
Yeah.
Have fun,
You
buddy.
Kendra, you keep them as late as you want.
I'm going to keep him for 5.5 minutes, probably.
No.
Hardy, be honest. How long did that video take us?
Like an hour.
Oh my God.
Go talk to that. Go talk to Mary. And when you're back, you go.
Is she here?
Yeah, you should talk to Mary first.
Is she
And-
here?
And Rick.
No, she should talk to Mary. All right. Thank you, Kendra. We'll be back in just a moment.
I feel like
Here
I
are
just
the-
got in trouble.
Oh, man.
You are in trouble if you don't do it. Here are the headlines.
Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Bruins have won 3 out of their last 4. They beat Buffalo in overtime last night by a score of 4-3. Murat Hustadinov, the game-winning goal. Carolina comes to town tomorrow. Elias Lindholm, a question mark. He left last night's game with what's been termed a lower body injury. It is reportedly not serious.
weekend on Saturday.
Golden ticket I've gotten.
There you have it. Toucher and Hardy resumes on the Sports Hub. We know what you're thinking. What could I possibly have missed from the show? It's time for The Stack on Toucher and Hardy.
Hey! We're Toucher and Hardy. What's going on, Hardy?
Well, it's a big weekend, and for Adam 12, I would think this is a great weekend because it involves trick-or-treating, which is, as my grandmother used to call it, begging.
Yes.
You're going out begging?
Love to beg.
Yeah, going out
Give me
begging.
free thing.
Made more money than he's made in his
Good
entire
hourly
life.
rate.
That's not a ridiculous notion that that's
Including-
the most amount of money. That's more money than he's ever made in his entire life.
Including $2,000 from Dropkick Murphys.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they put that on the news. That was on the news.
Mm-hmm.
You donate to that, oh boy, the hate mail you're going to get. Hachi machi. You're supporting a terrorist.
Happy Halloween, Fred. Be careful driving tonight.
I will be. I don't like driving.
I hate it as well.
Because
It's nerve-wracking.
Kids, you enjoy the streets. You won't have to worry about me driving. I don't. It's your streets for the evening. All right, that'll do it for us. Everyone have a great day. Bye.